sorority babes, magical but mildly racist jive-talking imps, and bowling. Yep, those all go together. We watched Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-o-rama. We watched it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is.
Horror, so bad and scary. Splitting up is never okay. Plot, who needs it? Don't turn on the lights. Cars don't ever start, but that's alright. Running upstairs instead of out the door. Good acting, what do we need that for? Horrible horror, so bad and scary. Enjoy the show, but not really.
What's up, Moon Goons? Welcome to Horrible Horror, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. I'm your host, Marshall Hampton. With me today is my co-host, my buddy, Mr. Aaron Southworth. Aaron, how are you doing on this fine early fall afternoon?
I'm doing good, man. I like the way you put a little emphasis on him. Marshall Hampton. You know, like it's coming to you live from Masterpiece Theater.
Yes.
Marshall Hampton from Horrible Horror Studios. Enjoy the feature film. But first, we have Chris Samples joining
Yes.
us as well.
Gentlemen,
Chris is back sitting in with them.
it's been a while. I've been here since May.
Wow,
been that long?
Has it been that long?
It's the 100th episode.
100th episode, yeah, I guess that
Wow.
was the last one.
Yeah. It's been a while. We've been talking to you. We've been seeing you.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
just seems like we've been just kind of.
And this movie that we're about to do, I believe I brought up during Slumber Party Massacre. I brought up this title because one of the
Yeah,
You
yeah,
did.
it's
Yes, you
good
did.
and
tasker.
Aaron had said at that time, "What? Sounds like a movie we need to do, guys."
And what is
Three
that?
amigos.
What's the movie?
Sorority Babes and the Slime
Ball.
Bowl-o-rama.
That's
yes,
it.
it's
That
a
is the movie.
mouthful. Sorority
Uh-huh.
Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-o-rama.
Indeed, it is a mouthful of a fucking movie. That's before we get to the movie itself. That's a few things we want to take care of. First of all, remember we're got to plug away the St. Louis Horror and Sci-Fi Convention Contamination 6 coming up in November.
Contamination.
Yes. November 4th and 5th here in St. Louis at the Crown Plaza by the airport. We will be there. We will be there with the booth again this year, meeting everybody, doing a live show, just chilling and hanging out there. I thoroughly encourage everybody listening to come by and check it out, especially if you're in the St. Louis area. Even if you're not, come on in, check it out. It's right by the airport, plenty of hotels.
Especially if you're not from the St. Louis area, come witness the beautiful city of St. Louis. We have a lot of things to offer, including shows being closed due to riots.
Yes. True.
It's fantastic.
It
But
is
really,
awesome.
But really, it is
The streets have never been so lively. With
But
it's-
see the pepper bullets and
Yeah.
the rubber. You know?
Smell the pepper spray in the air, you know.
Come for the riots, stay for the toasted ravioli.
They get a little pepper on your toasted
Yeah.
rags there.
But really, it's going to be a good time. It's by the airport. I mean, it'll be swell.
Yeah, there will be horror celebrities there, sci-fi celebrities. There's also going to be a costume contest this year, so all you cosplay lovers can show up in your favorite horror outfits. Which I'm actually think that's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing who shows up in costume.
I'm
And
actually
So-
thinking about trying to get out there this year. Check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, you definitely should.
Be awesome.
Yeah, you
Um,
should do cosplay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You should be one of the sorority babes.
Yeah, you could be the killer from the slumber party massacre. You got the drill.
The
Oh,
drill
you
and
do.
everything.
Come up with the
That's
drill.
Yeah,
true.
what's his name? Rex or something? Oh,
Ray. I
I think it was-
fucking.
yeah, I remember.
I don't know.
yeah, you could be him.
Could do that.
Also, moving on from that, again, I'm going to continue to pester you guys about it till you start actually, so we start seeing more about it. But don't forget our Patreon page out there. That's where all you loyal listeners can donate money to the show to help us bring you better content
And better equipment for us.
and higher quality content. Yeah, we also want to bring you like animated clips, more merchandise, just a whole lot of stuff we'd like to do, but it's kind of hard to do in our current situations.
Considering it's for free.
It's for free.
We don't ask you for any money except for now when we're asking you for money.
You can donate anything you want, from $1 up to more, anything more. All donations go straight back to the show, and we are greatly appreciated. So can check it out at Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/horriblehorror. You can go there and donate, and we will love you even more for it. We may even give you some over the pants hand stuff. So
Whoa.
Whoa.
yeah.
Marshall is soliciting himself right now.
I don't know if that's legal, but I like it.
What they call a hooker. Marshall is whoring himself out.
No, because it's donations, not paying me. They're technically be paying the show
True.
and donating money, and
And-
I'm just giving them.
Okay.
A wiener massage.
A wiener massage, yeah. It's not. It's not.
Or a
for
vagina
some-
massage.
Yeah.
Depending if you're a man or woman. Doesn't
Whatever.
matter.
Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter. Just some over the pants stuff.
Over his pants stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's negotiable. Depending on how much you donate, pants may be coming on or off.
Whoa.
Who knows?
Goodness.
Anyway, this is taking a bad turn.
This is
So
getting bad.
anyway, let's move on. To more on a serious note, though. After this episode, the show is going to be a little different for a few weeks. I am going to be having some pretty major surgery next week, which is unfortunately going to keep me away from the show for a few weeks, it looks like. But the show itself is still going to be here. Aaron is going to sit in for me, and he will. I'm assuming Aaron will find a guest to come, whether it be the same one or a different one each week. But the show will go on with Aaron and whoever he is able to get on to do the shows with him.
Buckle up, buttercups. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
It's going to be bumpy.
But I think it'll be good.
But it will be here while I am in my recovery, and but then
I'm kind of excited to hear Aaron like stumble through this.
I'm glad you're excited. Now, yeah. So Marshall's gonna be going, and it's a surgery that's involving the face,
And
so
the head
you know,
and my
the
brain.
head and brain. So there's a lot of things going on where he's not gonna be up to really talking at great length for a
Can't
long
imagine it would be,
time.
no.
Yeah.
So might take a bit.
So just want to make sure that is acknowledged and everybody knows that what's coming up. So the show sounds a little different and it's a little different for a few weeks. That's why. But
Well, if there's anything
I will be
can
back.
do, I will help.
And the show will go on. So have no fear, Moon Goons. All right, on to the main event of the evening. We have Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-o-rama. This little gem of movie was released on January 29th of 1988, which surprised me. I thought it would be more like 84 to 85,
Right.
86
Yeah.
maybe. Not necessarily 88.
It felt late 80s. Or pardon me, early 80s.
Yeah, it felt more
It
early
felt
80s to me.
like 83,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Written by Sergi Sanchez, or I can't even pronounce this fucker's name, so I'm not fucking who cares. Directed by another well-known, I should say well-known, but he's popped up a few times on Horrible Horror. David DiCatio, probably butchering that name too, but who cares? He's got 132 credits as a director, including past Horrible Horror movies as Sorority Slaughterhouse. He did that one.
Sweet. This guy likes his sororities.
He's also done Puppet Master 3. And he's the guy, for those you might remember, he's worked on a bajillion different names, including Ellen Cabot, Victoria Sloan, Mary Crawford, along with the names David McCabe, and David Doe, amongst many others. This guy can't pick a name. He does seems to constantly
Didn't
changing.
he also have, like,
David McCabe. Are you going to get to that in trivia?
I'm going to get to that in trivia.
Didn't he also have like a dingleberry blueberry? Or
No, that
something?
was,
Dingleberry.
God, who was that? Was somebody else. I think that might have been the guy who did Shopping Mall and
Oh, yes.
whatever else he did after.
Another
we
80s
did
gem.
something in
That
80.
shopping
Yeah.
mall. That's a good one.
Yep.
You can find this movie right now. It was on Amazon Prime for free, but now it's I think they changed it. But you can find it on Amazon if you have the Shudder
Yeah.
add-on.
It was
horror
kind of tough
account.
to find. It's not easy to find right now.
Yeah, I had the same problem, but the Shutter worked out nicely.
Yeah.
So if you dare, you can still find it, but it's not going to
Shudder.
be
And there's some
easy.
pretty good movies on that Shutter.
Shudder's
too.
fine. I think it's right. It's $5 a month through
Right.
Amazon, and it's nothing but horror movies of all sorts of genres. So hey,
Plenty of the gems that you guys have done already are on there.
yes, they are.
So
you
you-
can
anybody's
get
interested,
caught up.
yeah.
You hear that, Shudder? You hear us?
Yeah, right.
That's hey, we have no affiliation with them whatsoever.
No, we don't.
But we sure would like it.
Yeah, Shudder, give us money.
It'd be cool.
All right, so the cast. We're going to talk about the cast because there's several people here worth mentioning in this cast.
And if you look here, I got quite the
Tristan came prepared
outline
today.
of the cast
Yes.
because there's a lot of crossover.
There is a lot of crossover. First, we're going to start with Andres Jones, who plays Calvin, kind of the main guy. He's got only 14 credits to his name. This was his very first role in a movie ever. But then he had a busy year in 1988 because right after he did this, he went on to play Rick in a little movie called A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The
Yeah.
Dream
he
Master.
was
Oh,
the
yeah.
karate guy.
Yes, he was. And maybe my favorite credit, I think maybe of all time of anybody I've ever seen in any of the movies we've done. I looked as he's it's listed on his IMDb page. I fucking loved it. He is in the classic Sega CD Night Trap game
Holy
where he played
shit.
Jeff Martin in Night Trap.
Don't get caught in the
Night
Trap. Oh, holy shit, that game was crazy.
Love Night Trap. Classic. But he was in Night
It was
Trap.
it was like one of the very first survival horror games.
Sorta.
I mean, really.
You basically play an exhibitionist peeping Tom perv who spies around at people, and then they can actually
And you spring little
traps on like these weird black guys, like hunchbacks, with like, like dog.
they're
Like,
almost
they're like dog heads. They have like those collars, like dog checkers.
with a drill that comes out and drills into their neck. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, Night Trap was great, but yeah, he was in Night Trap.
No.
So, and then
Good stuff.
the main person everybody in horror is gonna know is Linnea Quigley plays Spider, the punk chick.
Is she officially up for the Hall of Fame induction at this
She's
point?
getting
Getting close.
Well,
Yeah.
look here. Silent Night, Deadly Night, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Graduation Day.
Yes, she was in Graduation Day.
Tourist Trap. She has a credit in The Killer Eye, which I'm going to bring that around. Do you remember her at all in The Killer Eye?
Yeah, we did this.
Yeah, we believe she was on the TV.
The
that
closest
the
we knew
Boxer
is that
Bros.
she was like she was the movie within a movie.
Yeah, the
Right,
Boxer
okay.
Bros were all stoned watching TV, and then there was.
And in the case of Cure How You Want, the movie within a movie within a movie.
True.
Deep.
Inception.
Yeah.
So now this one, and that's like,
Yeah, that's a good point. Linnea Quigley probably should be getting horrible
That's at
Hall of
least
Fame
5.
Hall of Fame nods.
Here's a funny little story, if you don't mind me, really quick. So my wife Melissa, way back in the day, was dating this guy who was in a band called the Frankenhookers. The Frankenhookers went to and did a photo shoot at Leanne Quigley's home in
Wow.
Florida. Did a photo shoot there. Melissa hung out at her house, hung out at her pool, and actually kept in contact with Leanne Quigley for a while because Leanne Quigley needed a female drummer, and my wife played drums at the time, was asking Melissa, my wife, to be in her band.
wow.
But
That's a
apparently
great
she's
story.
like, I was like 20 and I didn't want to move to Florida. Because I was like, why didn't you do it? That'd be awesome. She's just like, nah. But fun little story.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
She was also in Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
she was.
She was. She's been in a lot of shit.
And she hasn't stopped working.
no, she's
And
still
Night
going.
of the Demons.
Yeah.
Yep,
One,
and
the remake.
Both of them. She had a cameo in the remake and the
But she
original.
hasn't stopped working. I mean,
Right.
once she started working, every year she's got some B movie.
Something.
She's never
Yeah.
like taken a couple years off or anything. She is consistent B horror queen. I
Yep.
love it.
She sticks to what she knows, and she's good at it. So
Then we have Hal Havens, who plays Jimmy. He's got 40 credits. Now, he's mostly TV after. He did this movie, and he did Fear the Walking Dead, How I Met Your Mother, Parks and Rec, all small bit parts. But the connection with horror movies is also in 1988, another busy year for everybody. He was in the original Night of the Demons with Linnea Quigley,
Right.
where he played Stooge. He was the kind of the fat guy, like,
Yep.
demon or whatever
I
he
like
was.
that. He was just Stooge.
That's what his name's Stooge. Then we have Robin Still, who plays Babs. She only has 9 credits. She's the smallest pool of everybody. But she got such movies as American Ninja 4
Oh, yeah.
and horrible horror alumni movie The Slumber Party Massacre.
Absolutely.
She was in that as well.
She was Valerie.
Yes, she was Valerie. Then another B movie, we'll call her Scream Queen, B movie goddess, Brink Stevens plays Taffy. 168 credits, still working today.
Yeah.
Tons of indie horror movies. She's in the upcoming Death House, which is a big one.
Oh, yeah.
She was also in Slumber Party Massacre, so we got another connection there. And it's other horrible horror movies. She's been other movies in our show quite a few times.
Bloody Mary 3D.
I can say thank you. That was the first one that's popped in my mind. Next, we have Michelle Bauer, who plays Lisa. Now, this girl is interesting. She's got 142 credits. She started her career in the porn industry before going into more, well, quote-unquote, legit movies. But she also was in Puppet Master 3, which was directed by the same guy as this one. Tons of titty movies, such as Lust for Frankenstein. This movie with a great name, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, which I just love that name.
I was going to bring this up because Leanna Quigley is also in that movie. And it
Nice.
also stars Gunnar Hansen, who
Oh.
was the original Leatherface.
Yes, he was.
Whoa.
So, guys,
I already tried
just
looking.
throwing it out there.
I already looked it up. It's not available on Amazon right now. I already looked it up. It's not available in our area or something.
You guys are on the same wavelength here. I like it.
Also in Ginger Dead Man 2, Naked Instinct Beyond a Sexual Limit, The Erotic Misadventures of the Invisible Man, Vampire Vixens from Venus, and another great title, Bimbo Penitentiary.
Nice.
That's where I want to be the warden.
Yeah.
Well, Well, to be honest, she did not mind getting them out.
No, she did
oh,
not.
She spent nearly the whole
Whole
movie
time naked,
like
yeah.
Naked.
completely naked.
Yeah.
I mean, not like topless.
No, yeah.
No, and
She was committed.
Yeah,
Yes.
lastly, we have George, aka Buck Flower, who plays the janitor. Like you said, I've never heard this, but he's got a ton of credits. He's like a working man's actor. He's
I
like,
recognize him
And
right
if you
away.
look at it, he always plays a homeless guy.
Yeah, I was about to say that. He's got 158 credits. Back to the Future 1 and 2, played a homeless guy. They Live, I think he was a homeless guy. The Fog, John Carpenter's original The Fog. Wishmaster, Village of the Damned, the 1995 remake. Warlock Armageddon, Waxwork 2, and 976 Evil 2 as well.
Dude, I'd recognize him right away. I was like, oh, it's the drunk guy from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Back to the Future a lot because that's a great movie.
yeah.
I can't remember for the life of me though what his name was.
Yeah, George
He
Flower.
had a name.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was listed as Bum, but he did have a
Yeah,
name because he'd go.
Marty-
He was like, "You crazy drunk drivers."
Right,
And
right.
he called because it was a number 2. He recognized him and he called him by name, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah,
It's a good
I don't
point.
rememar either.
But he's the drunk bum.
Right.
Yeah,
Who hangs
played a
out-
lot of bums
Agreed.
in movies. I'm
Hangs
surprised
out-
he wasn't in Street Trash. Just for that.
Hangs out Shady or Twin Pines or Shady Pines or whatever. Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on to the movie itself. Let's
All right.
get out the bowling ball and let's ready to bowl this sucker down.
All right.
The movie opens with sweet 1980s hot pink credits on a
And
black screen.
The music is awesome too.
Holy shit! That music is fantastic.
After the credits, we meet our three main guys, Calvin, Jimmy, and Keith. Now, all three of them are kind of stereotypical, nerdy, horny college nerds.
Were they watching the movie that Calvin's watching? Was that Slumber Party Massacre?
No. At first, I thought so, but then
I thought so too because of the drill.
you see a drill, but then they talk about zombies, and they show it doesn't make sense.
But just because they're talking about it.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be pretty sweet.
Keith's sitting there looking at a Penthouse mag. Jimmy, the fat one, who's not really that fat, but he's supposed to be the fat one.
He's sitting there on the couch with like chips all over his
Yeah.
shirt.
Surrounded. He was like
Surrounded
surrounded
like
by
bags
chips.
of chips and a six-pack
Got
of
some on
beer.
his-
Sixer of
Yeah.
Budweiser.
They make this guy seem like he's just like a 500-pound obese man, but he's like maybe like 240.
He's a hefty boy,
but he's tall.
yeah.
He's just not that. And then we have Calvin, who's glued to the TV watching some old cheesy horror movie, and the room is just covered in like naked or nearly naked pictures of women just ripped out from magazines.
Dude, that's straight up
That-
80s style.
I know, it's
Yeah.
that straight 80s
You
style.
know,
where
you
just-
didn't mean the VHS market. It was just taking hold, but it wasn't about watching VHS. It was still about the nudie books.
nudie books.
It was about
There
trading
was actually
nudie
like a
books.
bar in Belleville, Stoney's.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
remember that? In the men's bathroom, they had like centerfolds plastered all over the wall for a long time.
Nice.
Nice.
I think I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't go to Stoney's a lot, and I know I've been there recently, and I know they've taken it.
Yeah, well, they
they
had to
get
class it up whenever the university moved.
Class,
Class
class
it up
is
for the
joined up a
couch
little bit.
Even though the college kids don't go there. It's an old,
Yeah, right.
old person, old
Still a
man bar.
bunch of fucking double
Yeah.
drunks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so Keith basically comes up to the guys and is like, "Hey, I know where the Tri-Delt sororities have their initiation tonight, and that we can go spy on it."
Delta Delta?
Now, yeah, Tri-Delt being an abbreviation, of course, for Delta. Delta in the real world, that would be Delta. And Jimmy refers to it as Felta Delta. Now, I got a kick out of that nickname only because it reminded me of my Greek college days where everybody had nicknames for sororities. The sororities had nicknames on campus. Like we had the Chi Hos and the Alpha Sleeves and the Sigma Cattle.
The Tri-Pigs.
We didn't have.
We had Tri-Pigs at Carbondale.
Oh, there you go.
The only reason I know that is because one of my friends went to that sorority, and she goes, "Yeah, our nickname's are Tri-Pigs." I'm like, "Ooh." And my goal was to try and have sex with someone from that sorority. Mission accomplished.
There you go.
Self high five.
All right.
Boom.
All right.
So, so yeah, I just find it was like, that's kind of actually somewhat real. That's funny. So they wait till midnight and then they head over to the Tri-Delt house to spy on the girls. Now, here's where I start having major problems with this movie and their consistency or the continuity, I should say, because like I said, the letters on the house are fucking wrong. It's supposed to be Tri-Delt, which would be Delta Delta Delta. Three deltas, which are triangles, if you don't know, and the letters on the house clearly read Phi Chi Omega or Phi Chi Omicron. It's hard to tell what the last one is because the video quality is a little blurry here. But it's clearly not Tri-Delta. The movie's fucked up their own sorority right off the bat. And I'm like, that to me is that's unexcusable. That's just fucking sad.
That's unexcusable.
As a member of fraternity society, I find that unacceptable.
Well, I'm
Whereas
sure
I
that's
didn't.
not the
didn't
last
even
thing we're
notice.
gonna find wrong with this movie. So
Oh, no, it's certainly not the last. Inside the sorority house, we meet three of the senior members of the sorority. We meet Babs, the main girl, the leader, Rhonda and Frankie, they're getting ready for tonight's initiation. And there's a sweet, sweet tiger poster in their bathroom for some reason, which I thought was a weird thing to have in a girl's bathroom. Like a guy's, definitely, yeah. But
Was it felt? It almost looked like
it was
It was like a poster.
It's just a poster of a tiger.
I thought it was a calendar. I thought it had all the months of the year, like very small on the sides.
It had something on the side.
I thought it was a
could have
calendar,
been
but
a calendar.
still, I was like, that drew my fucking eyes went right to
Right,
it.
yeah,
I was
right
like,
to this
fucking
tiger.
sweet tiger poster.
Yeah. So the three of them, they're wearing black hooded robes, and they head downstairs to start. Now, and downstairs on the couch, we meet the two pledges, Taffy and Lisa. And again, so apparently the hottest sorority on campus only has two pledges.
That was my problem too.
Yeah.
Two pledges. So
Was it summer school?
I gotta say, like,
Is it a small school? I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. They just really need to reevaluate their rough strategy then.
go on.
So all the rest of the members of the house, so they actually had other members of the sorority
Yeah.
house coming, which I was like, oh, at least they have that. Because I was about to
Which
say,
are there for like that scene.
that one,
Yeah,
they
they're
walk in
never
and you
seen
never
They all
see
have
them
these
again.
black cloaks on. It's dark, and they kind of walk out from behind the three main girls,
And
and
they all
then
have
just
a lit candle in their hand.
and they
And
disappear.
They
It's
never
almost like
see
they
him
file in and then file right into the kitchen.
Yeah.
exactly. They went right to craft services behind the camera.
Right.
They come on
Yeah.
in.
Hold the boom mic.
Again, even though they had more members, which I was glad to, but I was again surprisingly few for what's supposed to be the best and biggest sorority house on campus. So Rhonda, Frank, and Babs, they enter and they order the pledges to bend over the couch. And by the way, Taffy and Lisa, the pledges, they're wearing just really skimpy t-shirts and panties at this
Panties
point.
and underboob shirts.
Yes.
Underboob shirts.
They're
yeah.
nothing. They're just basically a high. They're just cut right at the nips. I mean,
Yeah.
we see some underboob, and I'm like, this is a great initiation.
So far, so good, right?
Exactly.
I know why these guys want to go scope it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and speaking of the guys, this time is when they show up outside, start spying through the window. Calvin is drunk off his fucking ass after drinking one goddamn
fucking
beer.
beer.
Yeah, and he's stumbling, bumbling. He's out of
He
control.
thinks what he's watching is TV and not real life. It's just, it's retarded how
ridiculous.
it's yeah.
But they are making fun of him a lot. Like, are you kidding me? Look at this guy. So
I mean, I get that, but let's be real. Like one beer isn't gonna make anybody that drunk. Like that, no.
Even the heavy bud.
Yeah.
Bud
Inside,
heavy.
Babs is handed a large wooden paddle, like the cliche, Greek paddle.
what are those called?
Paddles.
Well, okay.
They're
Well, those-
paddles.
She loves
Boo.
that thing. Like she is like into the paddling.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
kind of bites it once in a while
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah,
and-
it's kind of hot.
Again, they must have either stolen this paddle from another sorority house because just like the letters on the house, they don't read Delta, Delta, Delta. Fuck, they don't even match the letters on the house either. Nope, the letters on the paddle are Beta, Pi, and Theta. So how the fuck did this match up? Like this, how did they mess this up so badly? I don't know. I guess nobody in this movie cared about
Maybe-
continuity, or
They just don't care about fraternities or
I just don't,
sororities.
how does this go unnoticed? Like, even if you don't care, like, how do you have something in the script Delta, 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 and then all that stuff with Greek letters? None of it matches. None of it's the same. So anyway, Babs paddles the two pledges while the guys watch through the window. Calvin wants to get a better view, so they decide to try to sneak in through the back door.
Yes, breaking in.
I'm sorry, not,
Yeah.
not Calvin.
So they
Keith.
go from peeping toms to breaking and
breaking and
entering.
entering.
Like
yeah.
they're committed to their perviness.
They
Yeah,
are
they
really-
are. They just,
And then also, at this point, you can clearly see the house they're like sneaking around and breaking into is not the house we see in the establishing shot. It's clearly two different houses. Now, this spanking goes on a long time.
It
Like,
does.
it really goes on a long time. But once it's over, Frankie and Rhonda spray the pledges with whipped cream and then send them up to take a shower.
Whipping cream is what they called it.
Was it whipping cream?
You guys get the joke?
Yeah.
Whipping cream.
Whipping cream. Oh, that's just genius writing. Right
Oh, I
there.
know.
That's
It's
amazing.
phenomenal.
But so they tell them to go shower off before the last part of the initiation starts. So up to the bathroom we go. Taffy's in the shower that has no shower door, no curtain. It's just a tub, and she's just showering in it. Lisa stands naked from the mirror,
both these gals are just completely,
buck naked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
full frontal. The whole
Yeah,
thing,
you get tits, ass, and the '80s bush.
which is great triangular 80s bush.
Yeah, it's classic 80s. Yeah. Now the guys have somehow managed to sneak upstairs without being seen by anybody else in this house. And they spy on Lisa and Taffy through the cracked open bathroom door. Like
And they are totem poled
Yeah,
on top of each
exactly.
other. Like head on top of head on top of head.
Three Stooges style.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say, Three Stooges style. Babs comes up the stairs, sees them, takes the paddle, swats the boys in the ass, causes him to fall into the bathroom, all comedy style it's supposed to be. Now we cut to the guy sitting on the couch while the girls stand over them.
Kind of interrogating him.
Yeah, trying to
Say they're just like, hey, we'll leave. It's like, don't go anywhere or I'll call the cops. So they're kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
They're just like trying to feel this out because if they leave, they're going to get busted. If they stay, they're going to find out what's going on.
Exactly. So, basically, Babs decides that as punishment, the guys will now have to go with Taffy and Lisa on the final part of their initiation, which consists of them breaking into a bowling alley at the local mall and stealing a bowling trophy.
Yes.
Why? Who the fuck knows why? Nothing in this movie really makes sense.
You ever
anyway.
seen a bowling alley in a mall?
I was just about to ask you the same question. I've never seen a bowling alley attached to the mall. I know this is the 80s,
Right.
but still.
I mean, I guess it's not unheard of, but I've just never seen it.
I'm not surprised.
Now, maybe Mall of America, I'm sure, has a bowling alley, and they have everything, but
probably.
this is like California, obviously, or somewhere. But, like, I've never seen a bowling alley in a mall.
So I'm just, it very well could have happened. I mean, kind of like what you said. It's like, we're not going to put it past them. But, yeah, I think that'd be pretty sweet if there was a bowling alley in the mall.
Yeah.
I wish our mall had bowling alleys.
Surprised our mall's still around.
Me too.
Malls are dying.
I know. Tell me about it.
You were going to the mall in high school or like
yeah.
junior high?
Yeah, I worked
that
in
was
the mall,
the
yeah.
The
thing.
mall, like, where we go? Let's go to the mall.
Yeah, that was a place to go.
Sorry, I'm changing the subject.
It's all right.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. So, and by the way, guys, here we go again. I shit you not. I can't make this up. Behind Taffy and Lisa is a black bear, and it looks like it's a trash can with like tape on it. But the white letters, more Greek letters, and they aren't right too. This is like the third or fourth time.
Doesn't match up with any of the other ones you noticed?
No,
Hold on, okay.
it's just none of them.
Just unbelievable.
This one's a lambda and a square, and there's not even a square in the Greek alphabet. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
I wonder if it's like when they're making this movie, it's like, hey, who went to a sorority or fraternity? You did. Bring your paddle. You did. Can we put some things on the house? You did. Okay, let's just throw some shit on this bear. That's probably how it was.
That's
And if you were on that cast, you'd been like, this is insane. I don't stand for this.
Marcia would like sneak in and like change all the letters when no one was looking. Like, this has to be right.
Straighten it out.
So anyway, so the five of them, off they go. They leave, and after they leave, Babs reveals to the rest of her plan, and turns out that Babs, her daddy, owns the mall, of course, because why not? And so Frankie and Rhonda, so the three of them can then sneak into it at night
And fuck with them.
watch them on security monitors. And
It's not a great plan.
No, it's not.
It's
And then-
weird when she's explaining that. I'm like, what is this doing?
There's like she's going to try to scare them at the last minute to keep them from accomplishing their goal, so they can
They had to
basically
go.
just
They were supposed to go break into the
punish
bowling
them
alley
more.
and steal a bowling trophy. Did we explain that?
Yes.
Did you explain
Yeah.
that part already?
Yeah.
yeah.
So they're going to try to keep them from stealing the trophy and
Or
then
scare
the
them
shit
while they're
out
They
of
were
doing
going
them.
to try to scare them enough that they would run out before they got the trophy. So Babs then had an
Essentially
excuse
come
to
back
punish
and
them more.
Beat them more.
Yeah.
Atta girl. Yeah.
So
I didn't
Bite that paddle.
and
She
because
did,
like
too.
I don't know many other like malls that are owned by a single person either. Like most of them like corporate, I would admit, but I don't know what
Well,
a
if a
person
guy
owns the
names-
entire mall.
A guy who names his daughter Babs,
Yeah.
True.
who's into spanking, that kind of guy owns them all.
He might not be into spanking. She's into spanking.
She is, yeah.
Better give them to receive, is what she said, right?
That's true.
Mm.
She did say that.
Atta girl.
So the
What a
group,
good kid.
so our main group of five, they're driving to a bowling alley, trying to figure out how they're gonna, get into it. Calvin throws about the window again from one goddamn beer.
Yeah, he throw up number one.
Throw up number one.
Hey,
Yeah.
Look here.
All right. So there's throw up number one.
Yes.
From one beer.
Yeah. At the mall, we see the night security guys they're like, hey, we're going to call it a night for some reason. They just drive off. Like, they just leave the middle of their shift for just like,
Right.
fuck it, we're out of here.
And their sweet, like,
truck.
80s Mazda or whatever.
Yeah,
truck.
the truck.
Yeah, that's a huge truck.
And then we see Babs and her lapdogs just kind of come in, enter the mall, and then head to the security office. On the way in, they accidentally lock the night janitor into a janitor's closet, which is fucking retarded because, like, he acts like they're loud as fuck coming down this hallway, and he's like he acts like he doesn't know they're there until the door bumps him.
Well,
You find out later though he's got a hearing problem.
Yeah, but still, it's like, it's weird. It's bad.
Yeah, it was just like, why isn't he hearing this? Because they're like, blah, blah, blah. He's like looking around, kind of confused, and then they bump the door, and he goes flying into this closet.
Yeah, and
but it's like that gag goes on for like half the movie.
Yeah.
Is the janitor locked in a closet? It's like, okay, let's keep going.
Yes, indeed. Let's keep going. The pledges and the other guys, they arrive, find the doors that are already open. It's like, oh shit, sorry, so they just head on in.
well, but
I do like the way they got
Keith
to it
is
though.
like he's trying to like bypass these. And the car ride over, he's like, "Oh, I can bypass the security alarm with a coat hanger."
He's like MacGyver.
So he's
Yeah.
over there trying to mess with that, and then they check the door and
They're like,
open
help
it
me
and
look
just
for
walk
wires.
in.
And they're like examining everything, and then drunk Calvin like kind of like he's about to fall over, and he grabs the door and it yanks open. So they're like, God damn it!
Yeah.
I do like that.
I thought it was funny.
All right, so inside Calvin now, Calvin comes across Spider, who's
Oh, this is where Calvin comes across Spider.
yeah, this is where Calvin meets Spider.
Oh, I do love Spider.
And she's trying to break into a cash register with a crowbar.
And Spider looks like she belongs in Escape from New York as one of the members that has been ousted on the island prison. You know, because she's like got like torn shirt, a little bit of underboob showing. It's like crazy makeup, red like leggings, a crowbar. Her hair is huge with earrings, and she's just got attitude for days.
Yeah.
Attitude for days.
I love
everything she
Spider.
says is sarcastic. And did you notice too? Like they come across her and they find her like breaking into this cash register, and not one of them gives two fucks.
No.
No one cares.
It's like common. Like, they see that shit every day. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
well,
Like,
okay.
And they're just like, ugh, crime.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
hey.
I mean, first, Calvin tries starting up a conversation with her, and she's like not having it at all. And then, yeah,
But that
the
doesn't
rest
stop him.
But then, like the rest of the group just shows up, and they just like, yeah, like you said, they just get casually, and they're just like, yeah, I'm this person, I'm Taffy, I'm Lisa.
How you doing?
And she's like, fuck off.
Yeah,
like,
she basically she
And she's
doesn't
like,
want. She doesn't want to have.
okay.
She is, but she's got like no concerns.
No.
She wants to just go along with her day,
she's not
breaking
trying
into
to run
stuff.
away. She's not
No.
trying to like.
She's
She's
not like,
like-
oh shit, someone's gonna see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and they even told me, oh yeah, we're here to steal bowling trophies too, so don't worry about us. We're here to rob the place as well. And she's
That poor bowling alley is fucked.
Right.
so they leave Spire alone to do her thing, except Calvin again, who stays behind, still trying to chat her up.
He fancies Spider.
Yeah, Calvin is smitten by Spider at this point.
Absolutely.
But it's like
He's been Spider bitten.
oh,
That's a good one.
I'm gonna
I
leave
like
that alone. That's good.
All right, the others. They're at like this caged off area, which I have never seen a bowling alley I've never seen a bowling alley in my entire life. Like it's like a folding, like one of those security metal doors that you'd like see on a mall or something when they lock you in
Yeah.
a mall. Well, it's in a bowling alley, and it's apparently there to, I guess, keep people from specifically stealing bowling trophies.
Yeah, I saw the trophies. I wasn't sure what else was in the room exactly.
Nothing. It's like just
Yeah,
like bowling
just-
trophies and maybe some shoes. Like there's not like.
I don't know if that was
What
like
they're
a
gonna
gift
s-
shop type place.
Yeah,
where
maybe
you
a
buy,
gift
like,
shop or
I don't know.
something. Yeah.
But
I-
first of all, the bowling trophies aren't that expensive.
Right.
They're plastic. It's like you have to lock this shit up at night. It's ridiculous. So Keith,
Maybe it was the 80s. Maybe they're more expensive
Yeah.
in the 80s. Maybe that's why everyone. Maybe that's why only certain people got trophies in the 80s instead of like the late 90s, early
Where everybody
2000s
gets them.
when everyone got a trophy. In the 80s, trophies were expensive. Only the true elite got those trophies.
so Keith can't seem to pick the lock on the door, and then Spire just shows up, breaks the lock with her crowbar, and walks
It's
away.
like the weakest lock and chain.
yeah, oh,
ever.
it's so weak.
Or it's the most badass spider.
No, that's true. I take it back.
Jimmy goes in, grabs the biggest trophy he can find, and they start to head out. But Calvin wants to talk to Spider some more. He still won't leave her alone. Who is now trying to break into a pinball machine with the crowbar? Fucking pinball machine, like gotta
like
get them
that.
quarters.
I like that.
So again, the rest of the group shows up. The guys give Calvin some grief. They kind of make fun of him. And Spire now, she sticks up for him. She's like, hey, don't pick on the little guy or something like that. But her actions are so awkward in this. Like she tries to like act tough here by going up to Jimmy, who's like leading the taunt and
The
whatever.
biggest guy, too.
Big guy, and he's like, she tries to like hook the crowbar around his neck and like pull him down. But it's so awkward looking the way she holds this crowbar. Like you can tell, like she is not comfortable holding this thing.
Yeah.
It's so weird and awkward
Because I
looking.
think it was a real crowbar, It was a big fucking crowbar, and they probably just said, you gotta hook around the neck and pull him down. She's like, shit. You know, it's like, I could fuck this guy up, because if you held a crowbar before, those are hefty things, and they're it could really hurt someone if you do it wrong. So my guess is that she had a real crowbar and was trying to be gentle.
But even when she's breaking the lock, the way she never looks comfortable. It's so awkward watching her with this crowbar.
She's a small woman holding a giant crowbar.
You could kind of tell that when she was trying to break into the pinball machine. It was almost like
and the cash register
it's like a
too.
30-pound crowbar.
It's like her arms were all like toned. Like she was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like 30% her weight, because she's 100 pounds holding a 30-pound crowbar. She's getting a workout.
Yeah.
Speaking of workout, just side note here, when I was going through IMDb stuff, I was looking up. Did you know Linnea Quigley did a workout video called Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout or something like that, where she had people like dressed up as like zombies doing like, you know, the old like 80s like Jane Fonda workout videos. And
Holy shit.
Yeah. She did like a horror themed workout video.
Okay. I got a plan. It just came to my head. We're going to get that video. Your wife, Sarah, who has been a workout instructor, is going to lead, and we'll all work out in the background to that video. And we're going to put it online. And you're going to love it.
Shit.
If we could, you'd have to find that thing on like eBay or subtract that thing down. I don't know where you're going to find it, but yeah, it's there.
Moon Goons, if you hear about it, let us know.
So
that would be fantastic.
Spider tells them to leave her alone as well, and you know, or she'll stick the trophy so far up Fat Boy's ass that they'll all see it every time he opens his mouth. And with that said, she pokes Jimmy in the stomach with a crowbar, again looking very awkward when she does it. Doesn't look impactful or painful. It just looks bad. But it causes Jimmy to drop the trophy. The trophy hits the floor, rolls up against the wall, and when it hits the wall, the trophy breaks open. And smoke or mist begins to bellow out from the broken trophy. Then a really, really shitty looking imp appears sitting on an arcade game. Now, this imp puppet looks so bad. I mean, it looks like it came from like maybe Pee-wee's Playhouse, but the puppets on Pee-wee's Playhouse probably looked better than this imp.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
It's so bad looking.
It was gnarly.
I mean, I know it's the 80s, but it's 88, and like, there was shit like much better looking. I mean, Jim Henson shit. Like, look, Dark Crystal was before that.
Right. Legend. Jim Henson. Yeah,
they could do some decent puppets at this point.
It was almost similar to like one of the Ghoulies, but
yes, it kind of was very similar to the Ghoulies Go to College.
But even the Ghoulies, I think, looked better than this imp did.
This thing looked ridiculous.
Oh, Ghoulies Go to College was a 90s movie, though, if I remember correctly.
The Lost Episode.
Yeah, the Lost Episode. So, anyway, the imp also is, again, kind of mildly racist because he talks like a jive-talking black guy.
Dude, the imp is basically Donkey from Shrek.
I was thinking he's more like the crows from Dumbo or something.
It's like it's like basically Eddie Murphy probably saw this movie and said, holy shit, I can make a whole career based off of this. I'm going to talk just like this guy and make millions and millions of dollars in animated features. Whether it be Shrek or Mulan or what have you. I mean, the guy's nailed it. But it's essentially, it's a jive-talking
imp, yeah.
And for those people who are thinking, what the hell's an imp, if you haven't seen it, it's a small, like...
Imps are small, little demons.
It's a small, like, not even 2 feet, maybe a foot and a half, like...
They're demons.
Like kind of horse-faced looking demon.
Imps are all different. It depends on what you're seeing. But basically, imps are little demons. A lot of times in lore, they're associated with warlocks or sorcerers as being familiars, and they're also mischievous entities. But anyway, it's an imp.
Marshall breaking down the...
I kept expecting this imp to wear be like a purple velvet pimp hat with a goblet in his hand, like a big golden goblet.
Hey y'all, thanks for releasing me from the trophy. Yeah. I'm gonna grant you all wishes.
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
That was almost right on.
So
jive talking
he called himself Uncle Impy and offers to grant each of them a wish. But at this point, again, no one's scared, freaked out. No one tries to run away from a demon imp that just appears. It's just like, hey, what's up? They're just chilling there, like, hey, like they've seen this like 1,000 times before.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna grant you all a wish. Can you dig it? Yeah. And they're all just like, yeah, all right, we can dig it.
We can dig it.
Cool. Because they're all like, and then like I think Calvin's like, whoa,
Calvin's
hold on.
Spider, and Calvin are the only two that
They're
kind of
like, what? This is too good to be true. But Jim jumps in.
Fat Jimmy says, he's like, I don't care. I want his wish, and I want it now. And he basically just wishes for gold. He just wants gold.
But he doesn't specify.
Yeah, he doesn't say
much.
exactly. It's like so weird. It's like
so when you know it's granted, you're like, oh, you're Fucksville.
Right.
Yeah.
The wishes were really weak.
The wishes were really
super
bad.
weak.
I mean, I think I could do better on the spot wishes.
Right.
You know.
I mean, honestly, the
The
gold,
Grinch
the
wish.
money one is the classic. Everyone wants
yeah.
money. I get that. And the second one, I can even get that. I can kind of understand that one too.
Oh.
But the last wish that comes up is the worst wish by far. And we're gonna get to that when it comes up. But oh my god!
Well, let's run through it. Break it down.
Well, we're gonna come to it as we go.
There's a lot of bouncing around.
Yeah. So anyway, this pile of gold bars appears behind Jimmy.
Because he wishes for gold.
And he rushes over to it in glee, and he's freaky. He's like, "Yay,
I'm
gold!"
gonna buy a Porsche, a Ferrari, and a Lamborghini.
Right.
Fucking 80s.
Yeah, fuck
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So
He says something too about getting his nails and toes done.
yeah,
What
I'm
the
gonna get a
fuck is
pedicure.
I thought that was kind of cute. He wants to look pretty.
that? In his Porsche.
With the top down, let the hair go.
Yeah, there you
the
go.
wind go through his hair. So watching this on the monitors, we go back to Rhonda and Frankie and all them. They're like, and Rhonda's like, we gotta get out there. He's giving out wishes. We gotta go get ours.
And they're just like, whoa, how could this be real?
Yeah.
They're dumbstruck.
Impy turns to Keith and says, "Hey, I better know what your wish is."
I better know what your wish is.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Damn, Aaron.
And what follows is the Imp doing that, like, for me, it was like that hard to hear whisper talk. That I can't really make out everything he's saying. All I make out is something about fucking a girl. That's all I really make out.
He said something about you want the one in the sweater over there, right? And get your balls deep or something.
Yeah, and Keith
yeah.
smiles and says, "Yeah, that's for me." So Impy grants the wish, and Keith turns around, and there's Lisa now standing in a black bra and panty set with thigh-high stockings with a garter belt and garters.
Dude, how rapey is that?
I know. And she is just all horned up and wants to make the sex with the Keith.
She does look
Did
like
you feel bad that she got fucked out of her wish, though?
Yes!
She doesn't give. Thank you. We can bring that up. But yeah,
She was sexed up, and she looked like a bombshell.
Yeah,
sure
she
But
did.
I mean, she was there amongst the group,
Right.
like, hey, right there with them, and basically, everything got taken away from her.
Yeah.
She just got turned into a cock hungry,
pot, yeah.
like a cock hungry sex bomb. Complete in lingerie,
yeah.
just dying for wiener.
Yeah.
And she had no say in this whatsoever. Like, poor lady.
And then Keith's immediately like, yeah, all right, well, we're going to see you guys later.
Yeah, and then so
It's like, see ya.
she starts filling Keith up, and she's rubbing his hands over her body and her ass, and yeah, they go off together to be alone. Now Calvin voices his concerns about this, the whole wishing. Impy tells him that the fun is just begun, and then using his magic, the Imp locks all the doors in the place and electrifies them.
You see these sweet 1980s blue electricity
Yeah.
kind of go over it. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically trapping everybody inside.
Those sweet, sweet special effects.
Here we get our first cut back to the janitor who's still stuck in the closet trying to get out. They go back to that several times throughout the movie. Now we go to a locker room because, again, like, it's another 80s thing, but why is there a fucking giant-ass locker room in this bowling alley?
This made me think of Chopping Mall.
I know, it's the same things, like,
Yeah.
like a mall, another mall locker rooms. Like, why are there locker rooms?
Man, malls were the shit in the 80s.
Right.
Apparently.
Go bowling, play racquetball,
Take
go
a
shopping.
shower, have a spa.
Yeah, why not?
Splits in a spa, you
Work
know?
out.
Yeah.
Take a steam bath. Like, it's just...
And then, like, on the floor, like, or you get there, Keith and Lisa are, like, on the floor making
Lisa
out.
has Keith pinned on the floor. She's mounted him.
And god
I
damn.
bet that floor smells so good.
A bowling alley floor, all those stinky ass
Anybody
feet.
want
Yeah.
ringworm?
Oh, man. But she is going at him like a cockacidal maniac.
Yeah, she's like
There it is.
gyrating on top of him.
Maniac.
Going crazy.
But
Sure enough.
now Keith
He's
has a one hand.
backpedaling.
He's a fucking pussy now. He's like,
backpedaling like
all
a
he wants is like,
mother.
I just want to get laid. He's the one like in the porn mags. Oh,
Yeah.
girls. Now he's about to get laid with this hot girl. He's like, I don't think we should do this. And
Maybe
oh
she
no,
was too aggressive.
I don't know. I just
she was pretty fucking aggressive,
Yeah.
and my guess is that he's a virgin.
Yeah.
probably.
And
Yeah.
he's never tasted the sweetness of a woman. So when she's like throwing at him like 100 miles an hour, even I would be like, "Whoa, Jesus, slow the fuck down, take it easy." He just didn't know how to take control.
I
of
don't
the
know, man.
situation.
I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Let's go.
I will do whatever you will with me.
Yeah. So
Until the vibrator comes on, you're like, all right, let's roll with it. Roll with it.
Just gonna let this happen.
whatever happens, happens.
Basically, you're just letting yourself get raped.
Yeah, right.
Men are very different, ladies. Very different.
Anyway, she keeps grabbing his hands, placing them on her tits, trying to undress him. He keeps fighting it, and this goes on again for like the entire movie.
Yeah, and she's basically naked the whole time.
Back to the others we go. Impy wants to know what Taffy's wish is, and this is the worst wish in the entire movie.
I got something to go on, but I got something to say about it. Go on.
Okay, she ends up wishing to be the prom queen, and Impy grants her the wish, and Taffy just shows up then in a white prom dress, wearing a tiara, and just starts spinning and twirling in circles around in her dress over and over again.
Now,
It's the worst wish.
to be technical, she never wished it. She did say, because she can't think of it. She goes, I can't think of what it wants to be. Oh, baby, it's so bad. How about this? You wish now and I'll get you one for later. She goes, well, what have you never been? And she goes, I've never been prom queen. I always want to be. He's like, well, we'll take care of that. And she never actually says, I wish to be prom queen. He basically just makes her prom queen. She's like, sweet, check out this outfit, yay! Yeah. And if that was her wish, she's thinking, fuck yeah, I got a wish for later.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't consider that, but still, it's still fucking lame as hell.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's lame, but she got a sweet dress.
Yeah. So now Calvin and Spire, they leave, but the imp says they'll be sorry. Like, hey, you'll be sorry. What?
You'll be sorry.
Thank you. After they leave, Impy looks up at the security monitors and says, no fair sneaking and peeking. Come out wherever you are. And then we jump back to the three girls in the security office, and the TV monitors they're watching erupt in like green and red light.
Yeah, sweet green special effect.
Yeah, Babs gets up, flees to the back of the room.
Yeah, how does she miss that shot? I don't understand.
She tossed back or something.
She gets tossed. Yeah, I agree.
The energy burst was so strong it knocked her back, but the other two fell victim.
Yeah, I can't agree with you. They all should have been in it. But anyway, Babs gets out of the line of fire somehow, while Rhonda and Frankie get transformed into quote unquote demons. Now, I use this demons very loosely because, one, they look fucking ridiculous. All that happened is, one, they get their faces painted gray.
Well, the whole time, Rhonda was obsessed with her complexion.
Yeah.
Earlier on, when they were getting the robes and they were looking in the mirrors talking about what they were going to do, Rhonda was like, oh, this is ruining my complexion. So then her face gets all, bumpy or whatever.
She has horrible skin. And Frankie, the other one, it's obsessed with her hair.
Yeah. And she gets turned into what?
Bride of Frankenstein.
Frankie.
With that... Oh, man, you're going extra deep. I didn't even put that together.
Really? I didn't have that yet.
Fuck, I'm an idiot. Marshall's looking at me like I just pissed in his cornflakes. He's looking at me like, why are you on this show?
This just goes back to the excellence that is the writing of this movie. Yeah. I mean, that joke
goes deep.
That was.
But again, did you guys notice? Like I said, they paint both their faces get painted gray, but that's it. Like their arms and their hands are they completely ignored everything else about them.
And in fact, Rhonda stays in her same clothes. I mean, Frankie gets she gets
a whole different outfit.
Yeah, she gets a white dress and everything. Yeah, and Rhonda just in their same clothes.
I just watched the Bride of Frankenstein with Noble, my 7-year-old, the other day.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
bringing him up with the classics.
Got to.
Good deal.
I love him.
I like it.
So basically, Babs runs out of the room and she runs for the front door. Spider and Calvin see her running and then they kind of follow after her. Babs makes it to the doors, but when she grabs him, she gets electrocuted and collapses, seemingly dead on the ground. Spider and Calvin see this, and from this, Calvin starts he figures it out and he starts it's starting. And it's like, what?
Dude, Calvin's deep on
Apparently,
this.
Calvin knows everything and he knows what's happening. Because like I said, they've all encountered these imps before because nobody was scared at the beginning. So.
Oh yeah, it's like an everyday thing.
Yeah, everyday thing.
This just happened last week. Fuck.
It's starting over again. God damn it.
Imps.
We got back to Jimmy and Taffy. Now Jimmy's goal has now turned to basically just painted wood, and Taffy's pretty dress changes to tattered rags. And that's when Demon Rhonda attacks Jimmy from behind. Spider runs in to help as Taffy runs away. Spider swings her crowbar at Rhonda, but she catches it and bends it like Bugs Bunny bending Elmer Fudd's rifle.
Like fucking Superman.
Yeah.
And so she runs in, takes a swing, grabs it. I'm like, okay. But when she grabs it and bends it in half, I'm like, okay, she has superhuman strength.
Yep.
I'll let that, fine, okay. But then Spider, like, I don't know, throws a wicked double axe handle a la Captain Kirk and then just knocks her down. I'm like, oh, what happened to that super strength there, bitch?
Yeah. It's like, I agree with you. The demon's powers are so, like, inconsistent.
There's no consistency.
Yeah, there's no,
right.
they're too strong, and then they're taken out by the weakest thing. It makes no sense. Nothing follows or stays the same. Spider just easily beats Ryan to the ground, but then she gets attacked from behind by Frankie Stein. Is like
Frankie Stein, I like that. Yeah.
Nicely
Frankie
done.
Stein.
All right.
Calvin, Spider, and Jimmy, they're chased off by the two demon girls. Jimmy gets tripped by the imp, and the others end up just running off without him, not knowing. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Yeah.
Which was the funniest thing in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So Spider and Calvin, they find another set of doors, but they find that they too are electrified, so they can't get out. Hearing Jimmy scream, Calvin and Spider run back for him. Now, they get back to him in time to see the two demon girls are now ganged up on Jimmy and have shoved his head inside some sort of machine that cuts up his face.
It is a ball polisher.
Is that right? Because I thought it looked like an old ice machine. I had no idea what the fuck this thing was.
Because I thought they said something like, we got to cool him, or he needs to chill out, or something like that.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought it was an ice machine.
I have
but
no idea
even
what
if
it
it wasn't
was.
an ice machine, it doesn't make sense. Why does his face be all cut
And I
off?
wasn't
I thought it was a
rewind
ball
to see.
polisher. That's what I thought, because that would cause, at least friction and, because a ball polisher shaves off, like, it just...
You know all about
basically
polishing balls? Is that it?
I do. Both bowling and human. Yes.
I see.
Polish them both. But I was on a bowling league, and you run it through there, and it kind of just takes the scuffs and gets it all nice and.
I mean,
that would make more
that's kind of what I assumed it was too. But it's so old looking. It looked like an ice machine, and they don't do a good job of really showing what it is.
No, they don't.
It shows in his head, and next
Yeah,
thing
the
you know,
lighting sucks.
and then
in
his
this
head
whole
comes
movie.
up and just bloody. You
just
don't
bloody,
see like what's happening to his face. It's like, what the hell
But then
happened?
that superhuman strength comes back next.
Yes. But Calvin and Spider just fucking stand there while Jimmy. They don't even try to help.
Dude, Calvin looks like annoyed almost.
Yeah.
He's like, ugh.
Right.
Why is this happening? Like, where Spider, she's got shock on her face, and he's just like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah. So they just watch as Jimmy gets killed and do nothing else, and then they just run away again.
Horrible friends.
Yeah. But we'll come back to what happens to Jimmy in a minute, because we cut to Keith now, who's trying to crawl away from Lisa, but he just gets dragged back into the locker room by her. Now, again,
Keith.
this makes zero sense to me, because if all the wishes are traps and tricks that have now
Thank you.
backfired,
Thank you.
why is Lisa still all horny and sexified for Keith?
Yeah.
Because the imp is a true player, and game recognizes game, and Keith wanted to get some. He's like, brother, I got your back,
You're not gonna cock block?
and he's just hooked it up for the long haul. He's like, I like this guy's style. He's gonna get this chick as long as he needs it. That's my theory.
But he ain't even getting it.
no,
He's not
because
even
he's
taking
crawling
advantage of
away
it.
from it.
It should be like, if you don't want it, then I'll take it, or something like that. Or
You were going to hit it.
Oh
I
my god,
will.
could you see this little imp puppet up behind her?
Yes, I could.
Yes, I could.
Yes, I could. In this movie, yes, I could.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Yes.
Me too.
That would have made this movie so much better.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, hell, we saw in Pork Chop, we saw a robot
Yeah, the
fucking a
robot.
girl, so you
Yeah.
might as well see the imp.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I gotta borrow those before I leave here. if
You
don't
got it. So again, and she doesn't snap out, and she doesn't turn on it. She doesn't like try to suddenly go from wanting to fuck him to wanting to kill him. She's just, nope, give me that dick this entire
Yeah.
movie. So again, another continuity thing that makes zero sense about these wishes
I
going
thought that
wrong.
too. Yeah, I was like, well, if all the wishes are going away, then how is she still
She should be like, what? She could snap out and
coccycidal
like.
maniac?
I
Is that
already,
what you call
I
it?
already told you guys.
Okay.
I already told you. That's
Game
why.
recognizes
Anyway,
game.
Lisa mounts.
we got nothing else to go on.
Yeah.
Lisa mounts Keith again. This time she finally takes off her bra and she's going at it. And
Oh, this gets disgusting. Go ahead.
okay, we go back to
Gross me
Demon.
out.
We go back to Demon Rhonda, who now has Jimmy's severed head in her hands and uses the head as a bowling ball, rolls it down one of the lanes
Well,
towards the
Impy
pin.
is announcing it.
Yeah, announcing it like it's like the professional
She's
bowling
got good
league.
form. She rolls it down the center. Is it going to be a strike?
Nope.
Something about her sweet ass, too.
Yeah.
Wiggles a sweet ass.
But the ball ends up in the gutter, which Impy calls.
Gutter head.
You're supposed to do it in the voice, Aaron.
Oh,
God
it's
damn
gutter
it.
head. Oh, come back, play again next time. All right, but anyway, about that scene, I was like, okay, she's bowling his head. It's got to be a strike.
Yes, I
Yeah.
thought this thing, like, why is this not a strike?
Yeah.
Why is it not a
If
strike?
we're going this stupid and cheesy, like, it better be a fucking strike. There's no excuse for it to be. Gutterhead is even that funny. Like, you could have made something wittier with a strike than Gutterhead.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, here it comes. And nothing.
Nothing. I know, it's so anticlimactic.
Oh, thanks for playing, Jimmy.
I know, it's the worst. Like, just bowl a goddamn strike already.
This comes back to the awesomeness of the writing in this movie.
They threw you off for a loop. Yeah, they take you one direction, they switch it.
The old rope-a-dope in the right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, meanwhile, Spider and Calvin, they're hiding in they hide in a closet. Calvin throws up again. This is now number two. While Taffy tries to hide from Frankie Stein behind like a fountain out in the mall.
The
Frankie,
lamest fountain ever.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Frankie ends up finding her, and they struggle in another very, very awkward-looking fight scene.
Yeah.
It's so like Taffy has like this little thin metal pole.
Where'd she get this?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know where she gets it from. And then when she tries to hit her with it, you know, if you have a pole, you swing kind of like you would like maybe a baseball bat or any kind of blunt out. But she swings like she has it
like a bow staff.
she has it above her head like a sand person. We like
Right,
showing
right.
or whatever that noise is. Like, you know.
Aaron is on it tonight with the impression.
Wait, so she has it in each hand above her, and she tries to like bring it down on her, and it's so awkward. Like nobody in this movie has ever held or done any kind of weapon or fighting or held any object in
And
hand
then on
before.
top of that, as she does that, doesn't Frankie like grab it? So they're going back. Where's this superhuman strength at that
She's
point?
holding it with one hand.
she grabs with one
Okay,
hand
and
as
she's
opposed to
doing
two.
it with one hand, and
Alright.
she does take Taffy down to her knees.
Yeah, she does do that, but it's still it
Figured
looks.
she would have bent it or something like get it.
It would've been
get
cooler
the
if
fuck
she
out of
did,
there, you
yeah.
know?
It's still the worst looking.
It's really awkward.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awful. And also, this was so annoying too. The way Frankie talks in Demon is fucking annoying as all hell. She ends every word in like a high pitched voice, like "Where you going, Taffy?"
Yeah, it's
And
weird.
she does a laugh. Oh,
Yeah.
it goes on for a long time.
Yeah,
She-
it's non-stop.
Every sentence she ends with a laugh, like ha 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 ha, every single
That's a little more
time,
high-pitched
over
than
and
that. Come
over.
on, you can do better
Yeah.
than that.
Okay, well let me work up to it because god damn was it annoying.
Taffy manages to get her upper hand for a little bit, but Frankie can't be stopped.
Now
I mean,
that-
that's basically
now that
what
was
it
better.
is.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah. So
I
basically,
can't hit those high notes.
Basically, Frankie gets the upper hand. And she just, like I said, she can't be stopped. Rhonda tries to now break down the closet door that Spider and Calvin are hiding in. Spider pulls out a fucking shotgun from nowhere. I don't know where she gets a
It
shotgun
wasn't
from.
a shotgun. It was a pistol.
It was a pistol.
Was it a pistol?
Yeah,
It
they
was like a
randomly
9mm.
find a pistol in the storage room. Which
Yeah.
Okay,
makes
I looked
zero
at. All I know
sense.
is she had a gun and made a loud bang.
You must have looked away because it was
I did. Okay.
very much. They showed her holding the
Yeah.
pistol. They showed a side shot of the
Of the
pistol.
pistol,
They
yeah.
even talked about how there's no more bullets for the pistol.
Well, I heard him say, "Give me
Look
more."
for-
I
look
know
for
what she
more
said,
bullets,
more
yeah.
bullets. But again, I looked away, and I guess right, and I looked away at the time. But that's why again, maybe that's no reason why I thought shotgun because shotguns
I'm pretty sure it was
only
in
hold like
1911. It was like a
like
45 caliber.
1 or 2 shots run. So anyway, she pulls out a gun from fucking nowhere.
Absolutely.
Why
That
there's a gun
happened.
in a bowling alley closet? Who knows?
I do like that though because the first one, what's the first weapon that they were given? It was a broom.
Yeah.
She goes, "What am I
So
gonna do?
clean her
Sweep
to
him?
death?
Yeah,
Yeah.
clean her
Clean
to
her to
death." Next one's a fucking gun. She's like, "All right, that'll do."
Right.
So it takes 2 shots to down Rhonda, and they run off.
Dropping the gun. Wouldn't you at least hold on to the
Okay,
gun in
always-
case?
Well,
the
they were.
gun.
She did keep pulling the trigger, pulling the trigger. She was out of bullets.
Yeah,
Again,
but what
hold
if,
on to the
you
gun.
know.
You might find you're in a fucking mall, and we've always seen this in according to Shopping Mall. They have fucking like armories.
Apparently, in
in
the
there.
1980s, it was like fucking Rambo shopping.
just head down the aisle and somewhere in the main mall. You'll
Yeah,
find
never
it.
never once did they leave this bowling alley to go try to find any
Something
type
in the
of
mall.
weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So while this whole time, Keith and Lisa, they're still in the locker room going at it. The janitor finally gets out of the closet. Now we cut to a shot of Rhonda sitting.
He's got a really funny thing he says there though. He gets out of the closet and he like bangs his thumb or something, his finger on the door. He says, "Sucker's gonna size up. Sucker's gonna be the size of a donkey's dick by dawn. Gonna have to learn to scratch my balls with the other hand. Good thing I love my job."
Yes,
Makes zero sense.
Yeah.
It was another line he said when he was trying to break out of the room, and he goes, "This is tighter than a nun's cunt."
yeah.
I was like, "Damn, he
I
broke
know.
out cunt."
I
Very
saw that
rare
one
do I
too.
see that in
Yeah,
a movie.
Right.
that's a rare one to break out
Yeah,
of a movie.
but he like mumbles it in such a way. You
Unless
couldn't-
it's a British movie, then you get bloody cunt.
yeah,
a lot.
you
But-
get cunt all the time in British movies. But yeah, you could barely hear it. He like mutters
I
it,
know.
but I was like, "Ooh, he just said nun's cunt."
I know. I didn't want to say that one because I said cunt the last time on episode 100.
See,
and I
you're
felt
on a-
really bad about it.
We're on a cunt counter here. It's like we can't say it that much. I think we went over our limit on this show.
Oh yeah, because we're at least up to like 5 or 6.
We're gonna get hate mail.
Well, you guys like the hate mail though now, don't you?
Yeah.
Hey.
Please send us hate mail.
Hey, no publicity is bad publicity.
So, yeah, we cut to Rhonda now, who's sitting in front of a mirror, rubbing like skin lotion on her face, hoping to get rid of her new deformities.
This is a weird spot too because suddenly she's like not demonic.
Yeah, she's
like this is never gonna clear up.
Yeah, she's
like
going
what the fuck is
totally
that?
breaks character. Like, it's,
Yeah.
again, I go from demon to not demon to demon.
Almost breaking the third wall too, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Fourth
yeah.
wall, sorry, whatever.
Yeah. I see. She's basically kind of channels her inner sorority girl again.
Yeah,
and
just
she's
for a
back-
minute. Just
yeah.
for a minute, she breaks through the demon spell just to channel, just long enough to have a vain complexion issue,
Right.
and then a moment of clarity, and then
weird.
she goes back to being a demon. Keith enters the kitchen looking for ice because he says something to Lisa like, "Hey, have you ever done this with ice before?" So she's like, "No,
Yeah,
go
he's
get it."
like, I gotta go find ice cubes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's an excuse to get away.
yeah,
pretty much.
So he goes to go look for ice.
And he walks right by the ice machine.
He does.
He
walks
does. I
right
know.
by.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I saw that
Right
too.
by the ice machine into the kitchen.
Into the kitchen.
Can I just say Keith is pretty lean and cut, so good for a nerd.
Yeah,
he's
Good for
he's,
him. Hey,
he's
you-
keeping it tight.
You know what he should have done? He should have went and got over in that Lisa ass and like took care of what he wanted.
Take her to
know.
Pound Town. That's what he should be doing.
I know.
Come on.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just saying he's got a hot bod.
Eh.
For a nerd, he's got a hot bod.
All right. So
Hey,
basically,
game respecting game here. Come on, guys.
basically, he gets jumped from behind by Rhonda, who I guess has given up on her complexion issues now, and basically just shoves his face, I think, into the fryer. I guess it's the fryer. It's the grill of the fryer.
She's like,
and kills him.
surprise, it's Rhonda.
Yeah.
And she sticks his head into the fryer.
Yeah,
and then
which was-
Impy says, "Crispy critters."
Yeah.
Sorry, Aaron.
Crispy critters.
Yeah, there you go. Which, why is the fryer turned on in the middle of the
Yeah,
night?
and
Good question.
French fries are cooking.
Yeah, he's like eating fries out of the baskets and
Yeah,
everything.
he's like, why is this
whoever
happening?
was working that was like, "Fuck this, let's get out of here and smoke a joint."
yeah, exactly.
Probably took
There's-
off the night security guy. She was like,
Probably.
"Fuck it, we're out of here."
I got a doobie and a six pack, man. Let's make this shift work.
So Calvin and Spider, they're hiding out again in a bathroom this time. They're talking about what they're going to do. And you can kind of see that Spider's starting to take a liking to Calvin. She's starting to warm up to him a little bit here. Taffy, meanwhile, finds Keith's dead body. And then she gets grabbed by both Frankie and Rhonda.
Which, did you notice Keith's face? Like, it was barely.
He had his face shoved into a fucking fryer.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it
he
was
had like a little blemish
little-
on his cheeks.
I know, yeah.
Little
Oh
blemishes
my
on his
God,
cheeks. His
dude.
eyes are fine.
I think what they
his
tried to
eyes
they
are
try to
fine.
hide it in the darkness because the lighting is
Oh,
really
that
bad.
looked
It's
really
very
bad.
dark. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
dark,
the
and they just kind of like,
lighting's
we'll just hide it
terrible
in the
in this
dark,
movie,
and
yeah.
so you won't see
It's
it.
pretty bad.
But anyway, the two demon girls show up, grab Taffy. One has her by the arms, the other has her legs, and they basically just rip her in half. But you don't see it; you just kind of hear sound effects, and they make kind of like what's the word I'm looking for?
It's almost like somebody's cracking their knuckles in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they insinuate it, and then but you don't see it happen till later, and
But
even the
is,
fact
is the joke here pulled taffy?
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, that's what
But
I
they never actually say it. They just go
No.
I
pull, pull.
I know. I thought I kept thinking that.
And I'm like,
they go
pull taffy.
yeah,
Okay, but
taffy.
they never
Yeah,
actually said
that was
it,
a
you know.
missed opportunity too.
Again, but the writing in this movie is
It's great. It's great.
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Stellar.
Yeah, I love it. So at this point, Babs now has regained consciousness, sees one of the dead bodies, runs off.
I'm assuming she saw Jimmy.
I don't know who she saw. I'm guessing Jimmy, but the location didn't seem like there shouldn't have been where she was. There shouldn't have been a dead body where she sees it. Like it doesn't make sense. So I don't know. That's why I just said she's somebody.
A dead body. Yeah.
Spider and Calvin, they come across the two halves of taffy, which is it's like the oldest like special trick in the book. They had like the girl like laying behind like this giant pillar, so you see her upper half. But then like on the other side of the pillar, you have like fake legs on the other side.
It's like they didn't even try.
They really didn't
Yeah, it was
try.
like,
Seriously? That's
There's no
really-
blood
You
everywhere.
think there's zero blood?
And they go,
I'm pretty sure if you rip somebody in half,
there'd be a pretty big mess.
there'd be a huge mess.
yeah.
How much blood's in the human body, Aaron?
8 quarts.
Wow, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And there's zero on the
Zero blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
No intestines hanging out. No worry. It's just nothing.
8 quarts or 8 pints? I think it's 8 quarts. 8 pints? Fuck it.
Fuck it.
I don't
Eat
want-
something.
I
8
don't
quarts.
I don't want to hurt your
Sticking
brain.
with it. Sticking with my gut.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
That's
there.
okay.
Sorry, buddy.
I should know.
And he's a nurse, ladies and gentlemen. Look out.
I sit at a desk all day. I don't
He
practice.
did drink a
anymore,
whole
man.
glass of Jameson. Let's
That's
give
true.
it to him.
Yes.
He's not at work right now. Okay.
So Spider finds a knife at the bar because the bowling alley also has a bar. That I buy because every bowling alley has beer. So yes.
Sure.
She finds the knife at the bar. Well, Impy finds Babs hiding like in the back part of the bowling alley, the part that's behind the lane, like where all the pins are.
Yeah.
So when you bowl a strike and where the ball gets recycled and pushed back, yeah.
I don't know what that.
Behind the lanes.
I'm sure that's there's some name for that in the bowling world. I don't know what it is.
It does. I'm sure it has a name. I'm sure it's got a name, but
Especially like in the old days before everything was automated, they had to have people back there setting the pins up and doing everything.
Oh,
When
yeah.
When my dad was in his teens, he had a job at a bowling alley, and he worked back there doing that stuff.
Didn't they refer to? And I do not mean to sound racist, but didn't they call them often pin monkeys? Guys who like would work back there, and like so if
That
you
sounds
bowled
familiar, pin
if you
monkeys or
bowled one
pin
and
jockeys.
and like a pin would slide, and this happens sometimes at bowling. You hit the ball or hit a pin and it would slide, but it wouldn't fall, but it'd be out of position. So it's okay, the pin didn't fall, but it's totally out of position.
Somebody would
put the
run
pin-
out there and go get it.
put the pin
Yeah.
back. Yeah. And I thought they called
Pin
them
monkeys or pin
monkeys, yeah.
jockey. I think
Yeah.
I've heard it. I know what you're talking about. I've heard it before.
And I'm not trying to make that a racist at all, but yeah.
So anyway, Impy talks to Babs a bit. He threatens her. She gets up to run, but gets cold cocked by Rhonda from out of nowhere.
But we
Well,
got
at this point too, the imp,
Yeah.
starts explaining because she's like, "What are you doing? Why are you here? Who
this
are
is where we
you?"
get the
So-
breakdown of
yeah.
what the imp is and who is Impy. And she's like, "Who are you? What do you want? And why are all my friends?" And she's like, "One question at a time, baby." And then he like breaks it down that
Yeah.
he's an
She
imp.
says something like,
and-
"Damn you!" He's like, "Too late for that."
yeah, he's just like, "This is what I do."
Yeah.
Like he's a demon. This
Pretty much
is
here
this is what he gets off on.
Like I'm just doing my job.
yeah, like and I love work or something like
He
that.
explains
Yeah.
that he transformed her friends into demons, even though they don't have spell powers.
Yeah. And
And
he's
it's,
just like, well, it's my fault for picking bad stock or something like that.
Yeah.
But
We kind of get
Yeah,
a breakdown of
sorority goes
who
right.
Impy is and what.
Right.
barely at that. Like I don't even
Yeah,
know if
it's
I call it.
barely.
But it's enough.
barely
It's
insight.
enough that makes me happy.
It's all,
All
we're
right.
gonna get. So I mean,
I liked it.
But
thought
again,
it was
Babs and Rhonda fight, and again, Babs gets the upper hand on a demon, and basically just shoves Rhonda out through like, I don't know again what you call, but the pin machine, like
out into the lane,
out into the lane from
where
behind.
where the pins would be.
yeah, where the pins would be.
which is not holding her there. There's nothing holding
Exactly,
her there.
she
So
just
she's
lays
just
there.
laying there.
It's not like the pin machine came down on
No.
top of her,
Well,
and
if it did, we didn't see it.
which would have been
Yeah.
great if it did.
yeah, that would have made way more sense.
Yeah. And so Spider and Cowan, they
It's like, ooh, look.
Yeah, they see the opportunity. Yeah.
Oh wait, I totally missed something. Yeah. So while this happens, out front, Spider and Calvin, they're on the main part of the bowling alley. They see Rhonda get shoved through. So Spider picks up a bowling ball, and then bowls it down the lane. The ball smashes into Rhonda's face, killing her. Spider and
Supposedly.
Calvin go to check around his body, determine, and they, yep, she's dead. There's no pulse. You know, do demons have a pulse? I don't know, but there's not a pulse. So
It's a weird. It's
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
weird
but
exchange.
I kind of
there.
liked it though. I kind of liked it because it's like, do demons have pulse? I don't know. And they're feeling it. They're wiggling her arm.
Like,
It's not.
she's dead.
It's
She's
flopping.
dead.
It's like if
That's a
if
dead demon.
she'd probably pop up on this about this time.
Okay.
They're like, yeah, okay,
She's
she's
dead.
probably she's dead.
It's just
dead.
awkward.
It was like a weird like autopsy scene.
to me,
Right.
I
You know-
can't even think like I didn't mind it as much as some of the other stuff in this movie. I kind of agree with you. It's still not great, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as some of the other stuff. Now they hear Babs laughing in triumph on the other side, but that's short lived.
She's saying, "We can beat you. We beat a demon. We can beat you."
Yeah, something like that. And but it's short lived because Impy
You're
then
gonna take her place. Come on.
He goes, "What do I care? You're gonna take her place."
yeah, and Babs he turns Babs
that.
into a demon to take around his place.
Yeah, because he didn't give a fuck. He's like, I got another bitch.
So Calvin and Spider find the janitor sleeping in
You're not
some
my bottom bitch.
some room somewhere. They wake him up. They tell him what's happening, and throughout this whole conversation, the comedy is supposed to be the janitor mishears most of what they say and like interprets things wrong, and
This
then
is my favorite part of the movie.
but then ends up reciting back
That's
exactly what
sad.
they said. And it's supposed to be funny, but it's cliche.
And it's Chris's favorite part
Part
of the movie.
It is that whole back and forth with the janitor because he can't hear shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I thought it was hilarious. I mean, I did. That was funny.
I liked it. I
Yeah.
appreciated it.
Alright.
But it was like, okay, I get the shtick, but the guy is so goofy.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
cock is so weird. I mean, he sounds like he has a mouthful of marbles.
The other thing too is that he breaks down. You
Yeah,
have to get
yeah.
to this. Okay,
He breaks. This is where we get the breakdown of like the backstory of Impy. Like, so basically, what happens is, I mean, Jared knows the imp. He's like, "Oh, you let the imp out?
Yeah.
Oh shit!" You know.
dumb motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what's there.
So we go into storytelling, and basically the setup is that 30 years ago, a man named Dave McCabe, who was the worst bowler anyone had ever seen,
Remember that name though.
yeah, showed up one day and bowled a perfect game, and then just out of the blue, perfect game, and then he kept doing it, perfect game after perfect game after perfect game. And then that's when bad things started happening. Everyone who ever made fun of him or teased him for being a bad bowler started to show up dead. Dave was arrested and put to death. The whole time in the death row, he kept talking to, I didn't do it. He kept saying it was an imp. It was an imp. And then right before Dave was arrested, he said that Dave trapped the imp in a bowling trophy. And that's where the janitor said,
And he stayed there ever since.
Yep.
And confessed the whole thing to the janitor, who's known
Yeah.
about this for 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
And has done nothing about this
but
trophy.
but leaves the bowling trophy. Just lets it sit out there where stupid college kids can
I ain't
easily
messing
steal
with
it.
no
but-
black magic.
Yeah.
You crazy?
You're like, why didn't you do something? I ain't messing with no black magic. I do
Bury
love
it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get rid of it, burn it, something. So basically, the janitor says they have to, in order to stop, they have to trap the demon inside another container in order to stop him again. Calvin and Spider tell the janitor that, you know what, wait here, we're gonna go find the others, and they leave again. Now we cut back to Lisa, still naked on the locker room floor, all
Still horny.
still
Butt
horny.
naked.
God bless her.
She's probably got the taste of sweat socks in her mouth though. We didn't get to that part, but like she was like undressing.
That was the part that grossed you out,
Yes,
wasn't it?
yes.
She bit his
Did it-
foot.
that grossed you out
She
too?
took no. I was kind of into it.
She was trying to take off her, like she was like putting her mouth like
She's
in his crotch
undressing him
and-
like she pulls off his fucking his
shoe.
sneaker,
Yeah.
and like it's just sweat sock there, and she just bites on it. And I'm like, oh man, how
You're not
does he
into
have them
feet, huh?
shoes on? I don't know.
Not in
like,
defeat.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't know, man. Dude, I mean, I get stanky feet.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
This is-
I don't want like.
Off
No.
topic, I did have a girl one time after a day of skateboarding, a whole day of skateboarding,
gross.
take off my shoes and suck my toes.
Oh.
Fuck yeah. Hey man, I didn't stop her.
I once had a fat girl suck yogurt off my toes.
Oh, that's the next level. Yogurt.
I would say I don't mind like sucking.
It
on
was
toes
her
a little
idea.
Bit,
I'm
but,
like, I was like, this is gonna be awful, but like, I have to let this happen for the story, right? Like, I'm talking about
Right.
that's my other job. I was like, I have to. This is gonna be a story. I have to let this
I
happen.
remember you telling me about that now, and I was still fucking weirded
It was
out.
so weird.
Blocked out of my memory, and now it's
It
back.
was years and years and years ago.
Oh,
It was so long ago, but it was they were drunk at this party. It was the weirdest situation I've ever been in. She's like, and this girl's like, "Can I suck yogurt off your toes?" I'm like, okay, sure.
So Chris, biting on a sock is nothing.
No.
It's nothing.
I take it back. I take it all back.
You're gonna have nightmares now, my friend.
I don't know.
Marshall takes the cake
know
or
what's
the yogurt.
worse.
I don't know.
Hey, at least the yogurt's got not.
Probiotics.
Probiotics, yeah.
This is good for your gut flora, right?
So
Toe
anyway,
fungus that she's eating.
Lisa enters,
Gross.
or Lisa sees someone enter the room, but we don't see who. In the light, they turn off the lights, and we cut back to Spider and Calvin. They're sneaking around the bowling alley. They come to a door. Calvin opens it and gets grabbed by Frankie. The shock of this causes Spider to drop her knife.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie lets Calvin go, picks up the knife, and retreats back into the room, closing the door behind her. In another really awkward-looking scene that's like, why are people just letting this happen? Like, they stand there for, like, do nothing. They just, like, watch her do all this stuff. They could have easily either gotten the knife from her or hit her or run away. They just stand there and watch all this go down.
On another great piece of writing, which we've already decided. I mean, the writing in this movie is
It's
fucking
top-notch.
Awesome.
It's epic, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
She demons, I hate them. She demons.
She demons.
Damned if you do.
Damned if you don't. Which makes no sense. I know. Like Kelly says that after Frankie leaves, he's like, "Damned if you do, damned if you don't." Like, what?
Yeah, I know, dude.
We jump back to Lisa, who now realizes it's Babs has shown up and is in there with her. Now Demon Babs, again, very undemon-like.
Yes.
She's just basically like a leather-clad dominatrix with long hair and a whip.
I fucking love Demon Babs.
Oh, I
by
love
the
it
way.
too, but it's like,
But she's talking very, very strange. Did you notice this? She's like, "Hey, Lisa, do you want someone to join the sorority?" Like putting all this emphasis on everything.
she's probably
And
trying to
I'm
sound sassier or
Yeah,
like,
but
or like,
it was
like a
not coming off that way, and it sounded fucking retarded.
Yeah.
But she looked.
She
stellar.
looked great.
She looked
Yes.
great.
She looked
yeah.
great.
Yes.
But again, for a demon,
Something about these girls, once they get these outfits, their boobies come up to their fucking chin. I love
Yeah.
it. These push-up bras are fantastic.
Well, she didn't even have like a put. It was like almost like a leather bikini.
it was like
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
a leather bikini with like metal studs on or something like
Oh,
that,
man,
and her
They're
tits
just
are
pushed up. Yeah.
So Babs backs Lisa up against the lockers, pulls out a giant black metal studded paddle. Right, she raises it high above her head, like she's gonna hit her with it. But before we see anything, the camera cuts back to Spider and Calvin.
She kind of hits her, but
You don't see it. Like, you see that this slightest hint of movement, but the camera cuts away. Calvin now has passed out for some reason. Just don't know why. Just
he got that cut in his arm and he can't stand it.
And he had that one beer.
in the one beer. So she wakes
Fainted
him
from
up,
the blood.
and shows him that she's made like a Molotov cocktail. And they head out in search of the demons. And Spider is quickly attacked from behind by Babs. Babs backhands Calvin like a bitch, just sends him to the floor. And she fights with Spider. Now, during this fight, Spider throws the bottle at Babs but misses. Calvin catches it behind Babs' back and lights it. Before he tosses it, he says, "Hey, Babs, how about a cocktail?" Then tosses it at her. And the camera work and editing here are so shitty because Calvin looks like it looks like he tosses this thing at her feet. And when the camera cuts back to Babs, she's holding her arms up in front of her face like to protect herself, like the cover her face. Get that? You see it all the time. But the problem is that there's nothing to protect her from because you never see a fire. No fire gets lit. She doesn't go up in flames. We hear the bottle break. And you hear the fire start, but you never see the fire or even the light of a fire until the camera goes from Babs to Spider, then back to Babs, who is now fully engulfed.
Engulfed in flames. I mean, I think in special effects they call it a full body burn.
Yeah.
And holy shit, this looks like a raging inferno.
Yeah.
It's like Human Torch.
Yeah.
Like
Probably,
It's like the
flame
stunt,
on
like
Human
this
Torch.
took
Absolutely,
years
yeah,
off
flame
the
on,
life of the stuntman because holy shit.
And not even just regular flame on. It's just like when he goes Nova.
Yes,
Flames
yes.
going Nova.
This burn, because we've seen a lot of like full body burns
Yeah.
in movies. It's like this is like high intense heat. This looks dangerous.
Yeah. And keep in mind though, this is a Molotov cocktail that breaks on the floor that should spread. No, nothing else is on fire.
I'm still worried about the stunt man.
I know you are. Nothing else catches on fire in this entire
Let's get
bowling
back
alley.
to like the fake part. Okay, so if Babs burns up like that, how is she not catching the entire locker room?
That's what
on
I'm
fire?
saying, the
How is this
carpet,
not burning
everything.
down the mall.
That's exactly what I'm
Because
saying.
there's so much fire, it's bonkers.
And then
ridiculous.
the camera keeps going back from burning Babs to Calvin and Spider, and every time we see it on Spider and Calvin, there's no fire. They don't even have they're not even.
There's no glow.
There's no glow of fire or flickering flames.
And
They're
she's
just
not wearing that much clothes.
No,
so, I mean,
it's like a flesh.
How would she be that
engulfed.
engulfed
Yeah.
in flames? You know, I mean, gasoline burns pretty hot, but also pretty quick.
quick.
But it's first
You
of all,
know
this
what I'm
isn't even gas. It's alcohol. We'll say that because
No,
they got
it was a gas can.
Was it a gas can?
It was
'Cause
a gas can.
I thought it was
I think it was
alcohol.
gas can, yeah.
Yeah, she.
Okay.
Well, Calvin's
Then
passed
again,
out,
why
she
is there a
finds
full gas can in
But
a
it was
bowling
one
alley?
little, it was like one little beer bottle. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
one beer
wasn't
bottle.
even.
bottle.
It wasn't even like the 22-ounce like
40.
bowling pin. You know what I'm saying?
Or a
It was
proper
just like
40,
regular-
Or
yeah.
proper
right.
40. It's just a 12-ounce bowling bottle.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
bowling beer bottle. Yeah. So now, anyway, next we see a hand holding a knife,
Can't believe we're
knocking.
arguing this stupidness.
ridiculous anyway.
That's what we do.
No, I get it. But damn.
So next we see this hand holding a knife. It's knocking on a door. The janitor opens up to find Frankie Stein standing there with the knife raised. And now, instead of slamming the door closed or trying to get away or doing anything, he just chooses to just stand there and curse the imp, letting the she-demon kill him.
Goddamn fucking imp!
Yeah, and just stands there and lets death
And
come.
like a dramatic pose.
It's like something out of an old silent movie. Like
Yeah.
I wait to hear like the organ sting, like dun, dun.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
And then you see black with white lettering. It says, goddamn fucking imp. That's what it should have been.
That's exactly what it should have been. So Calvin and Spider, they're sitting around chilling. Yeah, they're chilling.
Because guess what? Babs went out, like, as soon as she got done burning, she went out perfectly.
She didn't. There's no smoke. There's no
like residual fire.
First of all, that place would. I mean, burnt flesh. That would be rank.
They did comment on it.
Did they comment on it?
They
Okay.
go, oh, you smell that? Oh, yeah. It's burnt Babs. Like, ew. They're like making jokes about burning flesh.
So, he tells her that, he tells Spider that he found Lisa dead. He's like, yeah, she's dead. And so they say, let's go get the janitor and get out of here. And then, we'll stuff the imp back in the trophy and we'll call it a night. They're so casual. She's like,
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to go grab, we'll go Taco Bell, get a taco. We're going to go down here, get a car wash. It's all,
Take care of the imp, put him in a bucket. Yeah.
yeah. So they go back to get a janitor. They find him dead with Frankie standing over the body.
Yeah, which, again, is in a pose.
Yeah.
She's like still, like they open the door. He's on the ground. She's standing above, posed.
Yeah.
And they're like, uh-oh. They close the door and they're like, run!
Exactly. And as they run off, Frankie gives chase, hissing like a
Frank-
goddamn cliche vampire now.
Here's the upgrade, though, because they close the door, like, they open the door. Frankie Stein is standing there with a knife. Close the door, run away. Frankie Stein opens the knife and now has a fucking axe.
Yes!
A two-handed axe.
The knife is turned into an axe.
She's
Thank you.
upgraded.
Yeah, well,
I forgot all about that. But
Yeah.
I
Why
just
is there
can't
an axe in a bowling alley?
get- Why was there a gas can in a point out?
True.
I also
It's the
can't get-
80s mall.
I just can't get back. We have
what's what we used to say? It's the 80s.
It's the 80s.
It's the 80s.
Yeah.
The fact we have a demon that looks like the Bride of Frankenstein, but sounds like a hissing vampire now.
Right.
It's like they've just meshed everything together and just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, whenever everyone's running, and
Hey.
she goes,
The writing in this movie is
Oscar worthy,
top notch.
top notch. Yes.
Oscar.
So, yeah. So Frankie's chasing with a fucking axe now. She attacks Spider with it. They struggle for a while. Again, while Calvin just stands there watching and does nothing. He just again stands there and watches.
Yeah, he watches Spider
He
fight.
just watches. That's all he does. Is he's running or watching people fight or die. He does nothing this entire movie of any significance to help anybody to do. He does nothing. So
Except for that one part where he had like the thought of like maybe we shouldn't make these wishes.
yeah, but
that's about
Spider had
about
that.
it.
But even Spider had said that before he did.
Right.
All Calvin did was accidentally open the door.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's all he's done in this movie to get him inside. So Spider manages to somehow get the axe away from Frankie and uses it to chop off Frankie's head in one clean
One
swipe, one swing of the axe. Head goes flying off.
Spider's a bad bitch, man.
She is. She breaks into pinball machines.
Yeah, she does. The head goes flying across the room and hits one of the exit doors.
Hits the double doors.
And when the head hits the doors, it breaks the magic seal on them, and the doors just
magically
open.
open.
Yeah. Calvin runs outside to get the car started, while Spider runs back into the bowling alley to get something
to
else.
take care of the imp.
Oh, is that what she does?
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Which I don't know. I mean, the doors are open. There's your clear path of escape. And she says, "Get the car. I'm going to take care of the imp." Fuck that.
Right.
Get in the car and fucking
out.
book
Hell
it.
out, yeah.
So Calvin starts up the car, but up pops Rhonda from the back seat and attacks
She's
Calvin.
back.
And here we go. The imp was like, what he said, I guess a bad, when he made, what was the thing he said about bad, I use sorority girls or something.
Bad material.
Oh,
You
bad
know what?
stock.
This bitch has been killed like 3 times.
Yeah.
And
And
she
she
comes
keeps
back
coming back.
again. So good on him for
Yeah,
fixing that one.
man.
you know?
Rhonda is pulling her weight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, he even says like, "Oh, monster in the back seat. That's the old trick in the book."
Oldest trick in the book.
So Calvin's speeding and swerving around that parking lot, this complete empty parking lot of the mall, while he's getting choked from behind by Rhonda. Meanwhile, Spider has snuck up behind the imp with like this large metal container. At first, I thought it was like this
It's a
giant, large coffee can.
It's a tobacco container.
Is it tobacco?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Wang's. It's like Asian tobacco. or
Okay.
It's
something
in the
like that.
janitor's closet. She had
Yeah.
to run really far to the janitor's closet. And
But
then
it
come all the way
kind of
back.
resembles or makes me think of when you get that present at Christmas you don't fucking want, that you get from like your long lost aunt or uncle who decides to stop by at your family Christmas party, and it's like the 3 different flavors
It
of
is a
popcorn.
popcorn tin.
That's
Yeah,
it,
and
yes.
it's like you get
Only
caramel
instead-
butter
Yeah,
and cheese.
just instead of circular, this one's square.
and no one wants that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what'd you always end up with at the end?
Oh, man, it's a good question. Cheese was gone instantly.
Oh, yeah.
Caramel was gone instantly.
No. I always ended up with the caramel.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the caramel.
Man, the
I guess-
butter and the cheese, you mix that shit together.
I got a sweet tooth. The caramel or the butter. The butter was usually gone. Yeah.
So yeah,
We
meanwhile,
would work out well together. We'd be good roommates.
so Spider sneaks up behind the imp with the metal can and tries to trap him inside of it. We cut back to the car, which Calvin now has smashed into the most random car in the entire. The car parking lot was completely empty, but now all of a sudden there's one car there, which he smashes into the back
He
of.
hits it just right.
But instead of going bumper to bumper and just smashing it, which is what should have happened, Calvin's car goes airborne somehow, flips over, lands upside down, and like skids and slides across the parking lot.
Dude, this is like classic late 70s, early 80s stunt car, like,
Absolutely.
like
Oh, yeah.
job.
It
It's
was
like,
awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was great. It's like, because this car is fucking a tank.
It's like, finally, the last 10 minutes, we get a little action.
This car is a fucking
Yeah.
tank, and it hits that and it spins in the air, and I was like, we don't see practical effects like that much anymore.
Not
Everything's
really.
so CGI or so well orchestrated and planned.
Absolutely.
It's not just some assholes going, we're going to try this and see what happens.
Wonder how many takes that took.
They only had one, I'm sure.
I get it.
That was it.
That's true.
That was their money shot. That was like their budget. So they hit it, falls on the roof, and goes on skidding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I loved it. I thought
Yeah,
it was
I thought
great.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a great looking effect, but I just thought it's so like. Are you
I know what you're
serious?
saying.
Are
There
you
was like
serious?
no cars in the parking
Sure.
lot.
Yeah,
They
and
find
then
that
one car,
Yeah.
and then the way he hits it, it should just been bumper to bumper smash, but no, it goes fucking airborne.
There's a ramp on the side.
Yeah, the car, there's a little ramp on there.
Commercial.
You don't see the ramp on there. So, Spider comes running outside just as the car slides to a halt. Calvin crawls out from under the car, which, are you fucking kidding me? I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way anyone would survive
They
this
did make
crash.
a point to watch him put his seatbelt on.
They did.
Before
He did
he
buckle
took
his
off.
belt.
Yeah, a seatbelt saves him from going through the windshield, granted, but I don't think a seatbelt saves you from having the roof of the car crushing down your
Aaron
head.
also said this was a fucking tank.
Tank of a car.
Yeah,
That car, like,
But
when
did you
it,
see the car when it landed?
Yes!
It was like smashed.
no, it wasn't
It was
smashed.
smashed on the passenger side. If
It
I
was,
believe.
dude.
Because
I believe
laying,
it.
it was laying upside down and it was on the passenger side, so the driver's side would have been. I believe.
That thing could tear through an Iron
agree.
Eagle airplane. That thing was built of
agree.
fucking steel. I
Iron
loved it.
Eagle, another nice 80s reference. Awesome.
I call bullshit on Calvin being alive. Whatever.
I don't agree.
You don't
I
agree?
disagree.
Fine. I do.
My first car was an '87 Cutlass, and I think that motherfucker probably could have like gone through a wall and still
Yeah, I had a
survived.
Buick Riviera.
no, the
87.
Parisian would have. That thing was more of a tank than anything.
No, that thing was.
That was the tank of all tank cars.
That
That
was-
thing would have survived a nuke bomb, I think.
I think it's still around. The body, anyway. The engine was bullshit.
That thing's still haunting this world somewhere. So, the sun begins to rise. Spider tells him they need to get going before the cops show up. And so she's like, he comes like, well, where are you going to go? And she's like, my place. So they're going to go Pound Town.
Well,
yeah.
he says, "Why do we gotta leave?" He's just like, "Do you want to explain why there's 8 corpses inside the mall?"
Well, say it's the imp did it. Like, really? You fucking more like
Yeah,
the
we'll
imp?
just say the imp did it. Do you want to show him the imp and let him out? And he goes, He doesn't say yes, doesn't say no. Just kind of goes, To which he hops on the back of her dirt
Or
bike.
the dirt bike.
Yeah.
I know. It's like this little dirt
And
bike.
she putts away. She doesn't go.
No,
She just put.
do I know how to drive this? Do I know how to drive
I
this?
just learned how to drive this today.
Yeah.
I've
It
been
wasn't,
wor-
you know, it wasn't even her, but yeah. So they ride off on the dirt bike as the camera pans back to the metal container, which they just left sitting on the side of the
left
curb.
sitting on the sidewalk, I
They
know.
just left it there. It's like, we need to take this and bury or give it. There's
Something-
like,
nope.
fuck it, we'll just
Somebody
leave it
else
there.
deal with that shit. I'm
It's
out of
the
here.
same as just leaving the mall and being on your way because they're leaving it literally. You know, the next person's gonna find it and be like, "What's in here?"
What's in the box?
And we hear the imp's voice begging to be let out. And the imp, he says like, hey, you in the front row, want a wish? And then we go blackout, roll the credits. And that, my friends, is Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-o-rama.
Oh wait, can I try and play the rolling credits? I literally bought this song. I went and found it
Wow.
on it's out there. Here we go. Let me see if I can. It's probably gonna sound like shit.
It probably is going to sound like shit.
All right, here we go, guys.
Yeah. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
This is called "Here in the Darkness," theme to Sorority Babes
called
in
the
the Slimeball Bowl-o-rama.
How long are we going to let this go for, Aaron?
Well, I'll tell you how long we're gonna let it go. Here it is. This is where it's good. This song is 6 minutes and 38 seconds.
Holy shit. Can you say make out with it?
This is good makeup.
You're dancing.
Remember me? I know you don't. I was the one always standing in the shadows, hoping to catch a glimpse.
I don't know what that means.
But you never
But anyway, this is it. But you can find it.
Oh, that was fun. All right.
That was fun. I love that little synth.
The synth. 6 minutes and 38 seconds long.
that.
I thought it'd sound like I thought it would sound like complete shit, but actually we could all hear it pretty good in our headphones.
In the headphones, we'll see how it
I
sounds.
saw you
on
guys
the-
dancing.
Let us know.
I saw you guys kind of.
We'll find out how it
Bring it
sounds
down.
once this is all done on the
So,
actual
I'm only
recording.
5 or 6 beers in though. So. What's up?
We'll have to apologize if it sounds like total garbage.
It's gonna be like all static and feedback. All right. Let's move on to favorite kills.
You may have just made that guy some money though.
There can be only one. Favorite kill.
I might have gotten this pulled.
All right, favorite kill of the movie. Not a whole lot to work with, and they're pretty shitty. But let's get this. Let's knock this out. Chris, what's your favorite kill of the movie?
Well, since they are fucking terrible, I'm gonna have to go with Babs. I think the Johnny Nitro or whatever.
The full burn.
The full burn. Yeah.
That was an intense burn.
I
I
don't know.
really was.
I tried to think about like what would be the worst. I really wanted like the taffy because I thought that would have been great. Man, they didn't do anything with the kills.
Nope.
That sucked.
No, the kills were pretty darn weak.
The
Yeah.
Jimmy was all right, but again, had they gone for the strike, that would have been cooler. I think the full burn. I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
All right.
How about you guys?
Aaron?
So I'm I guess it technically wasn't a kill, but it seemed like a kill at the time, and that was the actual bowl. It was when Spider bowled down the lane and crushed Rhonda's head with the bowling ball.
But it wasn't a kill.
Because, yeah, I mean, but it sure did seem like a kill at the time.
I agree. It certainly did, and that would. Yeah, I agree with you. That
Yeah, and
should've
it's like it's the only one they actually. It's like there was one with the headless bowl, and the other one was an actual bowl-o-rama. Actually bowled it into her
That
head.
would've made awesome
So
sense,
that
yeah.
was my favorite kill. If you're not going to count that as a kill, I'm going to go with Babs and the full body burn because that stuntman is probably dead. And he died for this movie.
You can't really count it with the kill because she showed up at the. She actually died in the backseat of the car.
Are you guys
But
going to
did
hold
she?
me?
We never see
That's
her.
a good
Beth might
point.
still be alive out
The
there.
only thing I thought, well, they made a point of saying that, like, once you trap the imp, then he loses his powers. So she's probably dead already anyway from the bowling ball.
So are you
I
guys
guess
gonna
you
hold-
could,
are you gonna hold me to it?
backpedal there. Yeah, whatever.
I
Dude, they
don't-
all sucked. So
They did. Mine was the bowl.
I'll give it to you.
All right, mine. Even though they missed the mark and they should have, they really dropped dropped the ball. If we would do the ball, ball
The
pun.
bowling ball.
I'm going with Jimmy though.
Yeah.
Just like the rolling the head like a bowling ball. There should have been a strike. It should. Why they didn't do that, I will never know. They missed opportunity. But
Hey, the writing.
everything else, yeah, the writing. We talked about how great it is.
It's too cliche
It's-
to have a strike.
So great.
What an asshole.
I don't know. They all suck. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go with just the severed head being used as a bowling ball, getting
Yeah, it was
thrown
good
down
too.
there. All right, so
I was really disappointed by the kills this time.
I know.
Yeah, they were really
Man,
bad.
they're really bad.
Like seriously, you couldn't put any money toward. You couldn't even put any money for blood.
Yeah.
there was
I mean,
zero blood in this,
yeah.
really.
They spent it all on Lisa being naked, the
Naked,
whole time.
yeah.
so.
And that car
Which,
stunt.
hey,
Yeah.
let's be honest, I wasn't upset about.
No, no.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not complaining
All
that
right.
much. Yeah.
Let's move on to
That's
odds
so
and ends.
creepy.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
All right, odds and ends, ratings. IMDb gives it a 4.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, there is no official thermometer score. I'm surprised because this thing's old. But a 40% audience score. And Amazon coming in high with a 4 out of 5 for this.
Wow.
Yeah. Plot keywords. Now, maybe should have done this at the beginning of the movie for this one. But the plot keywords make this thing sound more like a porn movie than anything else.
It's not surprising.
Because we have 45 plot keywords, and here's most of them. Or they're all along this line: pubic hair, lust,
Ooh, his panties on there.
breasts, lesbian, which I was like, I don't know about that. Erotica,
Yeah.
female frontal nudity,
True.
spanking,
True.
and our panty lovers are back in full
That's
force.
it.
Not with just one, but 3 entries in the panty category.
Wow.
Panties, white panties, and girl in bra and panties. All plot keywords for this movie.
Panty lovers
Wow.
unite.
Yep.
It's been a while since you guys had some panties.
It has been a
No.
while since we've had the panties on here.
But they're always going to be there.
No
No bowling?
Nope.
No
Bowling
bowling.
was on there, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I was going through and I was like looking at these, like, just makes it, I mean, god damn, it's like a porn movie. Just look at these
Sure.
plot keywords. So moving on to trivia, I actually have some trivia for now, finally. So it's been a while since we've had some. Not a whole lot. But the whole movie was shot in 12 days.
Nice.
In the UK, the movie was released on VHS under its original name, which was just called The Imp.
Which would have made more sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
The budget was too low to rent the bowling alley during peak daytime hours, so the cast and crew had to wait till the bowling alley closed at 9 p.m. and then shot all night till 9 a.m. The trophy, although appearing metallic, is actually made of balsa wood. And here we go. Now, when we talked about the janitor telling the story about the Dave McCabe and how he started this with the Imp, that name, Dave McCabe, is one of the names that director David DiCaprio goes by when he directed porn movies.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, porn director. Are you surprised?
No.
He
was
bowled
not surprised.
several games of 300.
Yeah, Dave McCabe and Dave Doe were his porn directing names.
That's
Like
funny.
after watching it, and then like, because I read that bit of trivia too.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that That makes sense. I don't know. You know, just all the I wonder if you did any dominatrix porn.
Maybe. I mean,
know.
you go back
Probably.
and you look at the fact that Michelle Bauer, who played Lisa, started off in porn.
Yeah.
They probably worked together
I'm
before.
sure they've worked together.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all the trivia I have for this week. But we also get to go into this week's budget game.
They spent how much? The budget game.
All right, budget game. What is the budget for the 1988 Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-o-rama?
I'm sorry, I can't play.
No, you
Yeah.
read the budget.
I didn't mean to, but
You
I
son of
did.
a
I'm being
bitch.
honest.
At
I
least
could
he's
have
being honest.
I could have been like, "What up?"
Well,
I won. Woo!
All right,
I'm
all right.
sorry.
It's-
I
At
look
least he
too-
has
I look
integrity,
too
folks.
Deep.
He
I look
does.
too
He does.
deep on the IMDb. I
He does have
apologize.
integrity. All right.
all right, Aaron.
You
just
slime ball.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to. I really
Very
wanted
rarely do
play.
I get to use that term slime ball, but it's appropriate for this movie.
Yeah.
There you go. I
right.
apologize. I gotta be
okay.
honest.
Just you, Aaron.
All right.
You're my
let's see.
friend, Aaron. I don't
All
want
right.
to. I don't want to.
Well, thank you. Okay, 1980s, lots of titties, shitty, no effects, like
Yeah.
none, full body burn, car stunt.
And you also know that they couldn't even
Yep.
afford to rent the
Yep.
bowling alley.
Trying to think of 80s movies though.
Was it 88?
88.
Was it actually filmed in 88? Or was
I-
it
and
did
released
this
in
have a
88?
That didn't say it was released. It
Did
was
this have
released
a-
in
it
88.
felt
Did this
like
have
it
a
was
theatrical release? Because it goes, you in the front row. What
Yeah,
a wish.
I would have had a theatrical release.
Oh yeah, it's tough.
Hmm.
Mm.
I can't imagine them putting that title on a theatrical release.
It was the 80s though,
That would be a
and it's
great
basically
poster.
it's an exploitation flick. so-
I'm
That
gonna
would be a
go
great poster.
$100,000.
Aaron's guess, $100,000. Aaron, you went over budget, but barely.
Really?
I'm going to get, for Aaron's sake, we're going to chalk
This
this
is a
up to a
win.
win for Aaron.
Yes!
This is a win.
yes!
This is a win for sure for Aaron.
Aaron, the budget, $90,000.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's a real
So,
high five right there.
congratulations, Aaron. He gets a very rare win.
Do I get like a bowling gift certificate or anything?
You get this beer.
Oh man, that's been sitting there. The
It's been sitting there the
the
whole
mountains are not
podcast.
blue.
I've been trying to talk Marshall into have a beer because he's going to have this surgery, and I'm like, as your doctor, I say you need to have this beer. He's like,
Bluer
no.
if you want it. No, you're on a diet.
I am on a diet. I'm getting fat, everybody.
Yeah, we're just getting old.
I'm just on the hard stuff now. I'm not drinking actually beer.
Not
All
me.
right. Moving on, we get to move into
Damn,
5-star
I was
reviews.
pissed that I saw that. I was like, no, I didn't see it. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Damn it,
Well, I
wanted to
appreciate the
play.
honesty. That's good.
All
I wanted
right.
to play.
That's good. No, it's nice to have the honesty.
It's nice. Let's try this again.
Hey,
Let's
man.
move on to 5-star review.
These special movies have a place in these special people's hearts. 5-star reviews.
All right, 5-star reviews. Now, there were 52% of the 79 total reviews on Amazon were 5 stars for this movie,
Fuck yeah.
while only 9% were 1-star reviews.
Because they're haters.
Now, from Casa Moscas, like if whatever, in the early 90s, before the USA Network cleaned up its act, they had a show called Up All Night, hosted by
Yes.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert Gottfried on the
But
weekend.
before that, it was
Rhonda Shear.
Yes.
Shears, yeah.
USA
All Night. Yep.
Yeah, that was the shit.
The movies they showed,
Big
although
boobs.
edited to not piss off censors too much, were some of the most sleaziest movies ever made. This was one of the worst. 5
Holy
stars.
Shit. Gilbert Godfrey took over that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
You didn't know it?
Yeah, how do you
No.
not know that? Yeah.
don't
I always
that at
remember him
all.
because I remember one weekend Aaron was sitting over my house and we were watching it and they did a Friday 13th back to back and it was like Friday 13th Part V followed by Friday 13th Part V I and that's I always
That
remember
was a big joke.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna change this up. I'm gonna go silent. Do you remember that Grandpa Munster used to do like a thing in the afternoons on Saturdays? I think like he used to show like horror movies on.
kind of like an Elvira thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it was, like, on-
He did his thing. Elvira did her thing. You know,
I think
then
it was
there's
on
Rhonda
TBS. I
Shear.
want to say it was on like TBS or maybe it
Joe
was-
Bob Briggs did Monster Vision on TNT.
Right.
and even the Great Sponduli has got a thing going on in like cable access.
Do you remember the Grandpa Munster one?
I do. And they even like featured him in Gremlins 2 because he did have that.
Right.
He did this. He had his own like cable type access show.
On Gremlins 2.
Yeah, and then they kind of picked him, but I think he did it in New York.
Right.
Where it was local in New York.
Right.
And
right,
it like had a good following, and they picked it up off of Gremlins 2. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to
That's all right.
get off page there.
All right, move. That's fine.
Still horror related. Yeah.
From Don W, he wrote, easily the best Imp movie I've ever seen, 5 stars. Which Imp movie?
Imp.
Favorite best Imp movie, which made me think, is that a subgenre? Like, is that a thing? Like, are Imp movies
Are
a
there
thing?
other Imp movies?
Are ghoulies imps?
No, ghoulies are they're not imps. They're
I don't know.
they're just little demons. They're not. I
Well,
don't think they'd be classified as
You're
imps,
the
though.
dungeon master, Marsha. What do you got?
I would say the ghoulies are not imps. To me,
aren't
they're
they
not
demons?
imps. They're demons, but there's lots of kind of demons. But imps are. I don't know. I don't think.
We need Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, we
to,
do.
like, break this down.
Yeah, we do. From Sleazy Demon, Linnea Quigley, a bowling alley, and a really bad puppet. What more do I need to say? 5 stars. And from Elizabeth, it's a fun movie with some very attractive girls in it. 5 stars.
Elizabeth likes the ladies.
And last one from Smooth. Are you for real? It's Hot Babe certified. 5 stars.
Oh man. Aaron should have read that one.
Are you for real? It's Hot Babe certified. 5 stars.
Damn, that is so close.
It sounds close at the
Yeah,
end.
it's so good.
Okay. That brings us to our final thoughts, our final reviews, if you will. Final take. Chris, lead us off.
Holy shit. All right, man. I want to say so bad it's good.
All right.
Typical 80s movie. You know, with nice boobs, but the kills sucked. And the acting fucking sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I want to say so bad it's good.
Oh.
I did not say so bad it's good.
Ooh.
I'm kind of on the fence. Because after talking about it, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It's fun to bullshit about it. Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. Even watching it, but dude, the acting is fucking horrible. The writing is what?
Oscar. It's Oscar worthy. It's great.
No,
It's pristine.
that's a lie. Everybody, I'm being very sarcastic. It was fucking shitty. But damn it. You know what? Honestly, I think I'd watch it again. So I don't know. I'm just gonna say so bad it's good.
Hey.
All right. So that's good.
But it sucked. I mean, I gotta be honest. It's rough.
Aaron, where's your take?
To all you job turkeys out there, it's so bad it's good.
So bad it's good.
Two imp thumbs up. I liked it. I mean, listen to the title.
I know.
Sorority Babes and the
understand.
Slimeball Bowl-o-rama. You're not getting fucking Grapes of Wrath over here.
Going back to like Slumber Party Massacre, when I said that, and you were like, "Huh?
Yeah,
Dude,
that's true.
we got to do
That's
this
true.
movie." I mean, go to the footage.
Yeah, I mean,
All right?
and
Yeah.
it was fun.
You knew what you were getting.
It was.
right?
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is like in my fucking wheel. Like this is my top 10. No, it's not my top 10. It's fun. It's got stupid kills. It's totally 80s. It's a fun ride. It's a short film. You know, it's not
80
too
minutes.
long.
It's only like an hour 15.
80
Yeah, and I
minutes,
would
yeah.
say about 6 minutes and 38 seconds
That's
of
credits.
that song at the end is credits.
Well,
so
the opening
really,
credits are really long too.
yeah,
and-
yeah, which is that same song. So you
Yeah.
can subtract about 12 minutes. So really, it's about a little over an hour long. It's a short film. It's silly. It's fun. It's a good time. Tons of boobs.
Yeah.
Stupid one-liners. You know, it's a great little piece of 80s history. It's so bad it's good.
That brings me. See, I'm kind of there with Chris. Like, I had a hard time. I figuring this out myself. Yeah,
I changed my mind 3 times.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm
4
still
times.
I'm still on the fence. Like I'm coming into recording today. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say about this. I don't. For pretty much all the reasons you said, but then all the reasons you said as well, Aaron. It's like I'm stuck. There's a lot of missed opportunities. It could have been.
There really are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It could have been
It
more.
could have been way better.
It could have been way
Oh,
better.
yeah.
There's barely any bowling in it, so why is it a bowl-o-rama? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the other
like,
thing
why-
too. Why
what's
didn't they
the
just call it
Bowl-o-rama?
the Imp? the Bowl-o-rama, there's 2 scenes with the bowling alley. That's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, they're in
Or
a
the
bowling alley,
actual
but they
bowling
only
alley.
reference bowling like twice. Like, yeah, in the whole movie. I don't get it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's basically just a cheesy, sleazy exploitation titty movie for the most part.
It's a perfect B like 80s movie.
Perfect, and for the time, set, its place. Would I watch it again?
You would.
Yeah, I probably would, especially like if you're getting to write some with a group of friends and some beers or some weed or something like that. It could be fun to watch.
Them titties carry the movie.
Them kitties,
There's no doubt
the
about
girl's naked pretty much the entire movie.
Lisa or whatever, like she.
Yeah, so I am actually I didn't think I was gonna do it, but I too am gonna say So Bad's good. I'm stunned by that.
Me
I
too.
did not think I was gonna say that,
I'm the same way.
but
To be perfectly honest,
yeah.
I was in from the title. I had a bias going in. I'm like, this is the most fun title ever.
yeah,
I'm totally in.
the title, you know what you're getting from the title. I mean, you know what you're gonna get. So it is what it is. But it is fun to watch. I mean, it sucks. It's so
yeah.
bad, but at least it's sucky in the most entertaining of stupid ways.
I mean, it moves fast and it was.
Yeah, and it is short.
Yeah.
It does move.
It wasn't
yeah.
hard to.
So there you go. That's our final words. We're wrapping it up.
Yeah, I would say if you tacked on an extra 20 minutes this movie, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
good point. If it's any longer.
Unless those 20 minutes were gore and blood. Like, I think the scariest part of this movie, honestly, was the acting.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was wow.
I mean,
So
Lena
bad.
Quigley's not known to be a great actress.
I'm not saying. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just saying, all around.
Yeah.
But damn, you got the titties.
This is true.
Man,
great
they did
titties.
sell. Yeah.
And you get the one-liners from either way.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna
Little
wrap us
blood,
up.
though.
We're gonna
A
wrap it
little
up this
bit of
week.
blood.
All right, guys. So remember, we'll be back later. Aaron will be back sometime
Yeah,
soon.
yeah.
with
So
the new-
we'll be kind of a little rumbling, bumbling, stumbling on our way through, but we're gonna make it.
Yep. Enjoy that. Have fun with it. And in the meantime, guys, watch more horror movies and remember to always keep it tight. Or as the imp would say,
Keep it tight, baby.